Good afternoon. It is 3 o'clock. I'm Joseph Bonanno live from the 104.5 The Zone studios. The Titans are back on the practice field today as they get ready for their second division game of the year, a road matchup with the Houston Texans. L'Jarius Sneed, Calvin Ridley, Roger McCreary, Tyjae Spears, and Leroy Watson, Jeffrey Simmons, Kenneth Murray, and Sebastian Joseph Day were all missing from the open portion of practice today. Head coach Brian Callahan met with the media before practice and said that right tackle Leroy Watson would most likely not be ready to go this week as he continues to deal with that back injury, and that Calvin Ridley was dealing with an illness, which is why he was absent from practice today. In college football news, Central Michigan head coach Jim McElwain is retiring, according to multiple reports. McElwain is currently under NCAA investigation for the Connor Stallions' alleged sideline appearance last fall. In college hoops tonight, just one top 25 matchup as number 8 Alabama faces number 25 Illinois. Tip-off for that game is at 8 o'clock on the SEC Network. For your foundation repair and whatever needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home of the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 is over. Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Hope you're having a great hump day.
Yes, it is.
CMA Awards going on. Man, you can't even get within 4 blocks of that building walking, much less driving. They've got it on lockdown over there.
Oh, yeah. It's a big night in country music.
Hey, your voice sounds a little better.
It's a little better. I'm losing my sex appeal.
Don Davenport is here.
Mm-hmm. Let's go. It's still there a little bit. Just a little bit.
So what have you been doing to curtail this little situation?
Fresh pineapple.
You found some fresh pineapple.
Yep. And hot tea. And just not talking as much, which is quite the challenge. I didn't realize how much I talked. Not yelling at the dogs to stop barking.
There was a point yesterday where I know you wanted to yell a little bit right at the end of the show.
I know. I felt like that set me back. It set my recovery back a little bit. Had to get on Slay for his NWI hate. Because the hate is going to hate.
Well, the other thing I'm looking for, here it is. Andrew in Portland, he tweeted this yesterday. Quote, my raspy voice gives me sex appeal that I normally do not have. Quote, Don Davenport. TN. And he wrote literally the first thing I heard when I turned on 3.
Welcome to the show, people.
Some people thought she sounded like Demi Moore. You still kind of have that to you.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it should stay. I want it to kind of stay.
I like a little deep raspy.
Yeah. I think we can throw Kathleen Turner out with the bathwater.
Please.
Well, I told Mr. Babs that somebody said Kathleen Turner. He was like, "Ooh, no, that's not. I mean, have you seen her?"
Yeah,
I'm
but
like,
back in the day.
I said, "No, Romancing the Stone, Kathleen Turner."
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, I don't care."
Kathleen Turner.
Yeah, he was not a fan of that one.
Well, it's just because he doesn't know. He needs to do his research, and then he'll be fine.
I pulled up a picture for him.
You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Executive producer of 3HL is Zeph.
What's up?
So Zeph was all kinds of fired up about the college football playoff ranking show last night. We were like, all 3 of us are going home, and so we're not able to text or watch the show. And Zeph's just
ding, 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 ding. I'm like, relax, Zeph.
It's okay.
And now he looks like Eminem in 8 Mile. I don't know what's going on here.
Like
it was cold this morning. I kept forgetting that the conference championship winner or the conference winners get automatic bids. So I was really excited when I saw Tennessee inside the top 12. And then I realized that they were getting jumped by not 1, but 2 teams because of the automatic bids. And then I was upset.
Yeah.
But
I like it because it makes your conference champions matter.
Yeah. But 11 is not the worst position they could be in.
No.
Which I was thoroughly surprised we were still top 12, to be honest.
Well, we'll talk a lot about it today. Joey Galloway had an interesting take on the whole Indiana-Ohio State thing.
Interesting is an interesting word to use.
Biggest game in the
I would
history of
use
Indiana
another
football.
I word, like idiotic.
I think I labeled it as horrendous on the audio sheet.
Oh, is
Good
that
job.
true?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well done.
All
We'll
right,
get into
well,
that.
We will get into that. Biggest game in Indiana football history, even though they played in the Rose Bowl in 1967, I think.
Doesn't matter.
This is the biggest, because, to go undefeated and to do it at Ohio State and to get into the playoff and potentially get a bye and all this stuff, it's crazy.
Yeah, why don't you bench your quarterback?
Yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Dumb.
Bench is not the word.
Whatever.
Give him a day off.
Maintenance. Load maintenance. Is that what the NBA does, Slay?
Slay Dog, yeah, load maintenance. Slay Dog is here.
I'm in the building.
Do you have an announcement to make?
I do have an announcement to make.
Announcements are made by your mom and them.
Yep. And thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everybody out there kind. Hey, man, listen here. This is the reason why I don't let people do parlays or try to talk me into parlays because they can't see past their fandom. All right? Yeah.
But you don't even listen to me when I suggest things on the bar side.
No, I do not. But sometimes I feel vulnerable. And, I let my guard down. And I'm like, okay, let me listen. So yesterday, right before getting ready to go off the air, Gator Mike calls in talking about, do you see his Gators? Do you see his Gators? Which we really shouldn't be having to see his Gators, but since they taking on Ole Miss this weekend, we're going to watch your Gators. And hopefully Lagway can get it done for us as Vol Nation. But then you go to the basketball team, which was really playing really, really well. And you start to say, oh, watch them tonight. I know you're going to see them. Boy, he didn't know who they was taking on, I don't think. But FAMU, Florida A&M University is who they were playing. And I was saying, you know what? That's a big old line, man. And so I took the line down a little bit. Even so, I think it was at 34, 35 or something. Ooh. Huge line.
Yeah.
Playing in Florida, but they're playing really good.
Mm-hmm.
Florida ended up winning the game by 24. I took the line down to 28.5. Gator Mike was thinking that they were going to cover just because they've been playing, air quotations, so good. Now, mind you, I have an 8-leg parlay. I got Kentucky minus 20.5 over Lipscomb. Boom. Check. Georgia playing Alabama A&M minus 20.5. Boom. Check. Delaware State playing Providence. Old Kim English. Providence.
Oh, okay.
Check.
I'm like, what are these games you were betting on?
Man. UConn.
Delaware State.
UConn and Texas A&M Commerce. Minus 32.5.
Texas A&M Commerce? What the hell is that?
Give me UConn. Check.
Where, you just go to school at the mall?
Hey, I guess so. Wherever it is, they had a team. UCF versus Tennessee Tech. UCF, Johnny Dawkins. Tennessee Tech, we know them. 27.5. I took Tennessee Tech. Give me them points.
Way to go local.
Check. They got it.
All right.
Belmont or Robertson. Belmont was down 14 at the half, 17 overall in the game.
They were down. First shot of the second half was a 3. I watched that game.
And you know what, Cy
They were
Alexander?
down 17.
You know what? Cy Alexander. Is that Coach Alexander name? Casey Alexander. Cy Alexander used to coach at TSU. I don't know why I ran them together. Casey Alexander, guess what he gets his team to do? Walk it down. Walk it down.
They hit their last 12 shots.
Money line. Check. End up winning by 10. Charleston Southern versus LSU. They were giving Charleston Southern 31.5 points.
Uh-huh.
Give me Charleston Southern in the points in LSU. Check. So who was the only team?
Wait. So 7 so far checks. And then Florida happened.
Florida. I even took it down to 28.5. Know what they win by? 20-4. And it was a close game.
And you're blaming Gator Mike.
Dude, they just pulled away at the end. Gator Mike, it's your fault. You no longer, I mean this from the bottom of my soul, no longer can comment on the parlay. I don't want to hear it, especially about your team. You know what $30 was going to get me?
What was $30 going to get you?
$9.74.
$9.74. Gator Mike cost you $1,000.
Yeah.
I love how we're blaming Gator Mike for having an opinion.
I was going to take FAMU. They was giving him 30-plus points. I was like, you know what? And then he come on. Well, you see, our team, we are really playing. Man, all right. All right. Huh.
Well, I bet you were hot in the moment.
What? P.O. Luckily.
Did you even text us about that?
No, because I wanted it to happen. Luckily, I bet around Robin 7 out of 8, which got me my money back. But that could have been like $1,400. But I ended up winning $141. So I got money back to play with.
So we start the show with it's all Gator Mike's fault.
Leave the parsley alone, people, unless I give it to you. Don't give me the information. You know what? I'm gonna put up a little GoFundMe for a parlay. And everybody can add into it and put your comments in the bottom, and I'll bet your teams for you. Then let's see how it works.
Put your comments in the box.
That's right. I'll let Eke Bob withdraw the comments.
Bob probably approve of that idea.
Thank you, Bob.
Hey, Slay, just so you know, I approve of that idea.
I appreciate it, Bob.
Glad to know. Speaking of Bob, we will be at Buffalo Wild Wings in Hermitage tomorrow.
Yeah.
From 3 until 6 o'clock.
Come see us.
Get in there. We'll be there.
Got all kinds of giveaways, as we always do.
Give it away now.
Red Hot Chili Peppers. And Slay Dog will have his Miller Lite Ron Slay Wash Away Toast at 4:45.
Mm-hmm.
Be there to consume the toast and consume a free 22-ounce Miller Lite draft beer.
Yep. We're going to wash it away, but not wash away hope.
Wash it away. Wash away hope. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Evan and Bank Chat is open. You can communicate with members of the 3HL family there. So coming up today, Coach Mack presented by Two Rivers Ford at 3:20. We will talk about the Titans as the Texans matchup comes looming this weekend. Todd Ferman at 4:20. Bet the Board podcast. We'll get Todd's take on the college football playoff rankings as well as the big college football matchups this week. We'll hit on the Titans as well. We do need to hit on Dalton Knecht today.
But he's old, and he played in college for too long.
Charles Barkley on the NBA season premiere of Inside the NBA, or whatever that show is called, said, these general managers around the NBA are dumb.
Yeah. You know what?
For not taking him. And he said it before the season started.
It's just dumb. That's all it is. It's just dumb. What you should be able to listen to is the people that are watching these sports. Not people like Paul Pierce or Keyshawn Johnson, people that have no earthly idea that a little school, which is referred to as Tennessee, is much bigger than University of Kansas when it comes to enrollment, almost 10,000 more than just little old Kansas. So I would refrain and stop listening to them. If you any of you general managers were out there listening to them, you were wrong.
Who was it that said, he came from a small school?
Paul Pierce.
He said that a long time ago.
He said that a long time. Yeah, a long time ago.
That cut just resurfaced.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago
It
when
was?
he said that.
It was when he was getting ready for the draft.
Okay, tell me
When he got drafted.
that you don't do your research without telling me that you don't do your research, because there's no way
Little
that
old
you
Tennessee.
could think that Tennessee is a small school unless you're an absolute idiot.
I mean, what are you talking about? No clue.
And honestly, never has it been a small
that's-
school or small program ever.
It was weird
That's
when he said it, and
bizarre.
it's weird when he resurfaced. The pick is in. Lakers, I guarantee. I wonder if we could go back and see how much time they took when their pick came up. And I wondered, did they wait a minute? We don't even need no time. Take this with you.
Let's do this. At 3:45, we'll talk more about Dalton Knecht. You'll hear from LeBron James. The funniest part about LeBron James talking about Knecht is his body language. Like, why are y'all even, am I supposed to be surprised that Dalton Knecht just did this? I'm not. So if y'all are, that's on you.
Yeah.
And he was like,
What have y'all been watching?
well, and he was like, look, the Lakers did what they should do. 16 other teams are the ones that messed up.
Super bizarre.
I mean, he's just so matter of fact about how good Dalton Knecht is and how he doesn't even, why are y'all even asking me that?
He should have been I ain't going to say should have been, but he arguably could have been the National Player of the Year.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Let's talk Titans football next. Coach Mack, presented by Two Rivers Ford, next on 3HL. If you are often tired, lacking motivation and drive, gaining weight, or noticing a loss of muscle mass, these could all be signs of low testosterone. Don't wait. Find out. At Low T Center, they make it easy to get your levels checked. It's just a simple test, and with their on-site lab, You'll get your results back right there. Low T Center, not a typical doctor's office. The experts at Low T Center have over a decade of experience helping patients, and super important, their personal treatment plans are optimized for each patient. These aren't just basic standard treatments. So get back to being your best. Go to lowtcenter.com to book your appointment today. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
What's up, good people? It's Shoney's and it's time to eat, so I got somewhere for you to go. Where's that? It's Shoney's. Duh. 75 years it's been tasting great, phenomenal, and you've been a part of it. So it's always fresh, always delicious. It's time to eat. Get to any Shoney's Middle Tennessee location, whether that be Clarksville, Dixon, Lebanon, or Donaldson Pike right here in Nashville. You don't want to miss it, man. The all you care to eat fresh food bar will be popping. And listen, y'all, Thanksgiving got something special for you. It's just next week. And do we have a place for you to take the family? You're absolutely right. That's shown. It's starting at 11 a.m. on Thursday, November 28th. They'll be serving up the Thanksgiving feast at the fresh food bar. And the best part is, as you know, it's all you care to eat, from the freshly carved turkey to the mashed potatoes and gravy. And guess what, y'all? Hey, check this out. With every purchase of the fresh food bar, you'll receive a free slice of pumpkin pie. Ooh, making me drool right now. Make sure to stop by Shoney's in Middle Tennessee area location, Clarksville, Dixon, Lebanon, and on Donaldson Pike in Nashville. Thanksgiving's here. Shoney's. Let's eat.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. No more Gator Mike parlay advice.
None.
18 parlay, the only loss?
It was his Gators that he wanted to roll with.
And you did. You rolled with your boy.
Yeah. Not no more. I'm riding a bicycle. One-seater, baby. No more.
You gonna have a little bell on there, too?
Traded my car in. I'm riding in a little Batmobile with Robin riding in that little hatchback car on the side. The sidecar.
Zeph just letting this music go, isn't it?
I like it.
It's for Coach Mac.
Coach Mac jamming.
Because I tried. Coach Mac joins us now at 3HL.
Coach Mac, you got a buddy sitting in with us today. You want to know who it is?
Who we got?
What is his name? Cletus?
Cletus?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Cletus doesn't know whether it's pumped or stuff, so don't worry about what he said.
Coach Mac, were you on the edge of getting fined by the NFL during that broadcast?
No, I'm veteran enough to know exactly what the parameters are, where it is, but I've got a duty to our listenership also to be able to express, because we've got a lot of listeners, a lot of people that are frustrated. And the only time I speak up on officiating is when it's bad. Mm-hmm. And a couple of those calls were BAD, capital BAD bad. That's when I speak up.
Coach Mike, presented by Two Rivers Ford. It's bad. You know it. That is definitely true. So they hadn't been called for an illegal formation all season long. So now Cleat, after the game, says, we warned him and then called it 3 times on him. Listen, I'm not down for, saying somebody lied into a microphone, but I don't believe any of that.
Yeah, well, as I said, I've already stated my case on Cletus, and I think people know where I stand.
Well, here's the problem with that. We all know that was going to be a point of emphasis when they started the season, because the first game they called the Chiefs 8 times on that illegal formation where the tackle's helmet needs to be at the waist of the center, which if you watch any football game in the NFL, you will see it almost on every play. So why do they pick and choose?
This is it. If I could tell you that, then I could give Ron Slay parlay advice. He'd win $1 billion a weekend.
Coach, I'll take it from you. You can promise that.
I keep sending him down the path where he can't talk about Cleat anymore. But I'm just it just seemed like a flippant thing that took away 73 yards passing and a touchdown.
Well, those are facts. Those are facts. And look, at the beginning of the season, when they make an emphasis in the offseason, I get it. Everybody's got it. This is the 11th week of the season, and this football team has never been called this season with it. So take it from there.
3 times.
As long as we're going down that path, the call in the end zone where they said he launched and then his feet were on the ground and he hit him with his shoulder pad in the chest, which, again, that gave them 7 points.
Well, it's like the old adage: you're gonna believe me, or you're gonna believe your lying eyes, And there it was.
Mm-hmm. Well,
then you had the one on.
Oh, here we go. Let me just sprinkle that salt.
Then you had a little cornerback holding thing where Justin Jefferson didn't even turn around to lobby for a call because he knew there wasn't a penalty there. But then they on third down you get a sack, but then they get first down and then score another touchdown. Here's another 7 points on the board. Put it on the board.
Yeah, well, that's what it is.
And I hate blaming officiating, but those are all facts, as you said.
They're facts. And I don't ever. I've been in over 700 NFL games in my career. I've never blamed the officials for one thing, but I have been in games as to where I disagreed with their calls. Sometimes a little stronger than others.
Coach Mac, presented by Two Rivers Ford. All right, Will Levis, Coach Mac, how much should we read into back-to-back performances, stacking positive performances for him?
Well, I think you said the key word. He's got to continue to stack them. He's by no means reached anywhere that he has to be, but he's got to keep progression like that. And you heard the head coach a couple of weeks ago say, part of playing quarterback in this league is doing is 80% of the time doing the mundane things correctly.
That's right.
I mean, you've got to do that. I mean, and then those 20% of times that you have to rise up in the moment, then you've got to make a difference. But until you're able to do those things, those 80% correctly, put yourself and the team in a position to be able to compete regularly. That's what you're looking for in a quarterback. And nobody's asking a quarterback to go out there and just because it's humanly not possible, because you're playing against good defenses too. And so, but just do the things that come to you within the framework of your offense. Do those things on a regular basis that are good, solid performances. And then the 20% of the time when you're needed to make something big happen, in the moment, seize the moment, make something big happen.
How much did it help him, do you think, missing time where he could stand on the sideline? Because it goes beyond production. It goes beyond numbers. He's not putting the ball in harm's way. That's for sure. But it just looks like everything has slowed down for him to me. And maybe I'm wrong, but pre-injury, it looked like he was running in the red, like Jules in Pulp Fiction. And now it looks like he's under control.
First of all, I love the Pulp Fiction reference. I love that. I mean, I completely get that.
Superfly TNT.
No, running in the red, I get that. And he was too frantic early on, trying to make everything happen on every play. That's not, and that goes back to just the previous conversation. You've got to do the routine things routinely well, and then be able to capitalize on moments. Don't make every play a critical moment. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and I think that's exactly what you're saying. And I think it helped him. First of all, I mean, he wanted to play so bad that he probably wasn't. He wasn't 100% to play. And then when you start pressing, in any type of sports, especially professional sports. Ron Slay can relate this to his time on the hard court. Anytime you start pressing, you get worse. Mm-hmm. You can't press. You've got to be able to slow your heartbeat down and perform. There's a big difference in performing and pressing to perform.
Absolutely. I think, Coach Mack, a lot of that starts in practicing, trying to get the reps of game-style reps. So by the time you get in that situation, it is like that. You are slowing down.
Yeah, but you know what, Ron? You really can't.
Not
you can do all you want in practice, but you know as well as I do. Mm-hmm. You've lived it.
Absolutely.
You've lived it. I've lived it. I mean, there's a difference.
Absolutely.
But you need to prepare yourself and know that everything that you do, it's going to be accelerated once you get to the real game, just because of the speed that everything is happening at. But the thing you have to be able to do in your preparation, push yourself to that limit in practice, and then be able to take it that level when you're competing. And that is important. And professional athletes learn that. I learned that.
Yep.
When I came into the league as a young coach, I mean, and the veteran players taught me that too. Mm-hmm. Look, we want you to push us in practice, then we'll be able to know when to take it over the top.
There you go. Just like that, Coach Mack. Looking at the defensive side of the ball, man, these guys got back to who they were in a sense after watching what J.K. Dobbins was able to do with the Chargers. But limiting a guy like Aaron Jones and Cam Akers, in a sense, man, total to 25 and 39 yards. What were your thoughts on Kenneth Murray and Jerome Baker, that tandem together?
Well, and I think Big Jeff and Sweat had, and Sebastian Joseph Day had a big part to do with it too. I mean, they played very well. But now you talk about meeting the moment, Ron.
Yeah.
This week against this group, Joe Mixon is on a mission this year.
Yes, he is.
He is on a mission because basically Cincinnati put him out in the street. Yeah. And that game he played against Dallas, I mean, he was, running backs in this league, they run angry anyway. Yeah. That's just how they survive. But he was extra angry. I mean, he was like a dog that'd been on a chain on the front porch for a long time, and somebody just unleashed that chain. So they've got a big challenge ahead of them with this run game they're getting ready to play.
Yeah, 20 carries, 109 yards, and 3 touchdowns for Joe Mixon. He also had at least one taken off the board because of a penalty. He was running angry.
And you guys, all three of you, I mean, all three of you have been around this long enough. Don watches it every week, down on the field. You can tell when a running back is running hard, but then when he's running real hard.
Yeah.
And that's what Mixon did last week.
That's exactly what it is. Also being able to play out of the run game. We got to see him up close and personal, what he meant to Cincinnati, but now go to Houston and got to deal with him twice a year. Whew. That passing game, how much does he help a guy like C.J. Stroud?
A lot. I mean, he's a threat, and we've seen this. We see this throughout all kind of professional sports,
Right.
and now even with the way the transfer portal is, in the collegiate game, if guys get cut loose and then somebody else picks them up, people talk about the proverbial chip on your shoulder.
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
It sure is.
It's a real thing, and I've coached guys before that have had that proverbial chip, and it's a motivational thing that is not abstract. Sometimes it's very real.
Yeah. I can't think of a team that I played against that maybe let me go or didn't sign me back that I had a bad game ever. ever.
Well, I mean, and to my point, I mean, it's human nature, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
In anything that happens like that.
Yeah, that's right.
Playing them in Houston too. The Texans are a completely different team, home and away. It's really phenomenal. Dallas being the outlier because Dallas is a complete tire fire right now, but they're hard to play at home. There is no question about it. The quarterback's numbers are better at home. They've got Nico Collins back at wide receiver. This is going to be a challenge.
Well, yeah, I mean they have been since this group has since D'Amico came in there, and this group has been put together. Guys, just remember, and we can remember back not too long ago when Houston wasn't all of this, but they were bad enough. And they suffered through 3 really bad years. Check the previous 3 years of what their records have been. And so they're drafting in the top of the round in every round for 3 years. They get rid of a quarterback and a massive, massive salary problem. Once they get rid of the quarterback, they draft the right quarterback. And then, I mean, they went through 2 years where they had one-and-done head coaches. That lends itself to no success. Now they've got all that put together, and plus they have players. We hadn't even talked about their defensive players yet.
Right.
And they've got dudes stacked like cordwood across the front. There.
Well, that's where I was going to go because obviously the Titans did not run the ball against Minnesota. Tony Pollard and Tyjae Spears, 12 carries, 15 yards. Is that something we should be concerned about, or was that opponent, and how good is that Houston Texans run defense?
Well, yeah, it's a concern, but this defense, that Matt Burke, who's their defensive coordinator, and D'Amico are running now. I mean, Matt Burke, basically started in this league with me. He was in my linebacker room as a defensive quality control, and then, kind of just came up under me in this and Jim Schwartz. But he runs a 4-3. He runs a completely different type of defense than for what Brian Flores does. Completely different. The only thing the same about it is they got really good players. All right, but it's different philosophy. But he's going to run a 4-3, and he's going to rush you. He's going to rush you with 4 and sprinkle in some blitzes when he gets you behind the chains. But he runs a 4-3 defense, and their coverages, you very seldom see them bust a coverage. They've got 2 good corners. I love the Petrie kid as a safety. I liked him in the draft coming out because he just understands. Safeties have to have a GPS to the ball. He understands where it is, and so. The Matt Burke, it's a different defense, but they've got good players, so it's still going to be a huge challenge.
Coach Mack with us on 3HL. I in the moment, I didn't know if I was more surprised that the Titans completed a 98-yard touchdown pass, or if I was more surprised that Brian Callahan got into that playbook and called that play on 3rd down and 10 from the 2-yard line to put his quarterback in a situation where he's deep in his end zone waiting for a route to go. But correct me if I'm wrong. That looked like the same route concept that Will Levis threw the interception on the out route that was jumped by the Packers? Because if you look at the all-22, the corner on that side jumped that out route, that same type of thing, but they went deep over his head this time.
Well, they were it was both into a cover two. It was both into a cover. It was both a cover two, but the down and distances, were different. And it was and the other thing is this one was 3rd down, backed way up. So I mean, you could have gotten nothing out of throwing anything horizontal on that play,
right? Except a pick six. That is exactly what would have happened if he'd have thrown that out route.
Yeah, and so you don't. I mean, you don't.
Yeah, but he has. That's what I'm saying. There's growth in the quarterback.
Yeah, the other one was 1st down though.
Okay.
And so I mean, there's a difference in your mindset, and plus this corner didn't bait as much as the one did on the interception.
Okay.
I mean, the route concept, to your point, but the situations were totally different. And here's the other thing too. The safety, all you've got to do is get that safety to swallow that fish hook just a little bit back to the inside, and then you let that vertical route win that red line down the field, cut it loose. And the other thing that nobody's talked about, is the protection was excellent.
Incredible.
Yeah, it was.
Even right tackle was on point there.
He's part of the protection.
Thanks, Coach.
And so to me, I mean, it didn't surprise me that he called it, because really at that point, what'd you have to lose?
I mean, something was going to happen. What was it the old coach saying? Like, somebody's band's going to be playing after this play.
Well, I mean, and that's the life you live as the coach. You make a call if it works. I mean, all of a sudden they want to put you in the Mensa category. If you don't, they're wanting to send you to the institution.
A couple things on that too. And Slay pointed out beautifully one of them. But NWI, like, he looked shocked too, just judging by his touchdown dance there, which lacked. But also, Slay pointed this out. Will Levis barely even reacted on that. He went straight to the sideline,
which Slade loved.
Well, and that's part of growth too. Don, don't talk a whole lot with your throat. But I agree with you 100%, Don. You have to act like. And again, I'm going to go back to my career. I first got in the league. Who was the running back when I first came in this league on the team I was on?
Walter Payton.
Walter Payton. You know what Walter told me? Because I asked him. Because I was brand new, and I didn't know come from Sikkim in the National Football League. So, I asked him. I said, Walter, I've never seen you celebrate. He said, I'm used to scoring touchdowns. There's no need to celebrate. People know how good I am.
Wow.
Sweetness was real,
Like
man.
that. That's a different animal right there.
Holy moly, that guy.
There you go.
He never willingly ran out of bounds. I never saw him willingly run out of bounds. He was going to dish it out.
Yeah, no yards out there.
Here's the other thing you never saw him do. You never saw him tuck the ball when he was running either. He had vice grips for hands. And he squeezed that thing like he was squeezing a tennis ball. You couldn't pull it out of his hand.
Mm-hmm. Like Tom Brady's game ball guy, just squeezing the air out of it.
Well, see, that's a whole different kettle of fish there.
Kettle of fish.
Oh, man. All right, Coach Mack. Appreciate you. I would ask you to break down Tennessee UTEP, but I don't know that there's really a point in that.
I'll say one thing, though. The head coach at UTEP used to be over here at Austin Peay. The guy's a good offensive coach. He's a good young offensive coach. Everywhere he's been, his offenses have produced high octane RPO system. So it's something that you've got to prepare for.
Probably not Saturday, though, right?
Well, but his athletes, come on, guys.
I'm just messing with you. No. Yeah, he did a great job at Austin Peay, coming off Will Healy, and he'll get things going there. It's a 2-win team, though. So we'll see.
But again, UTEP, y'all ever been to the Sun Bowl?
I watched the Sun Bowl one time when I was a kid, and I remember because it was snowing, and I was like, how is it snowing in El Paso, Texas? I just didn't.
Don, you ever been to the Sun Bowl?
I think I worked a bowl game there.
I think you did.
Yeah.
See? Okay, Don, don't talk again. I'm sorry I made you talk.
Hey, I'm much better today than I was yesterday.
She still sounds like Demi Moore, though.
You sound better. Slade, do you know where the Sun Bowl is?
Coach, I only know what sun chips are.
Put them in a bowl?
Garden salsa, Coach Mack.
Oh, yeah, that's
the flavor I go
legit
to.
right there.
That is a perfect answer for Pond Slade. I'll see you guys.
There he is. Coach Mack.
Oh, my God, man.
I think the Sun Bowl's in El Paso, Texas.
I would have said Arizona.
Huh.
Sun Devils.
I'm a Sun Devil, Jerry.
That's where I would have went.
Okay. All right, when we come back, we'll get into Dalton Knecht's performance yesterday. 615-737-1045.
Check this out, fellas. Guess where I went today? I went to GameDayMen'sHealth.com. That's right. Went over there to get my testosterone shot. You probably in the gym and be like, Slay, I've been getting a testosterone shot. All right, that's cool, but have you been getting your levels checked? That's what I need to know. So you probably in there getting a shot from your partner. He's like, this is how we're going to do. We're going to go out and get jacked, baby. Yeah. But you don't know what's going on in your body, man. You need to get that checked out. And why? Because it matters. Like, you want to live, brother. And, hey, the best part about all of this, man, when you go get your consultation and lab work to find out what's going on in your body, it's completely free. That's right. You're under no obligation to move forward if you don't think they are the right fit. Now, I'm telling you right now, 1 in 4 men aged 30 and older, they experience their T levels getting very low, and that percentage increases as we age. So I'm giving you an opportunity in Hendersonville or Green Hills to go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com to find information on them and book an appointment right now online. There's no reason to delay getting the game today with GameDayMen'sHealth.com.
Want to tell you about Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. They're the best, so I needed to replace all my windows in my rental property and my doors. They were old, they weren't installed properly, and it was a disaster. So I did all the research for you. I went through every single company you could imagine to find the best one to use for those windows. And my favorite was Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. And now that they have installed all those windows and doors, I would love to recommend them to you because they did such a phenomenal job. You might be surprised to learn how affordable replacement windows are from Pella as well. Affordable and the best quality out there. Of course, lifetime warranties on their windows. And then on top of it, they also offer a 10-year labor warranty, which is the leading in the industry. So they know they do things right, and they make sure that they have the warranties in place so that you know they do things right, too. They're giving you a deal, 50% off qualifying installations and no money down, no interest, no payments for 12 full months. 615-249-1910. Or you can easily schedule your free consultation. Check out that offer. Go to PellaNashville.com.
3 Tell 104.5 The Zone. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Somebody asked me why my headphones look jacked up. It's because I have one ear that's off my ear. And it looks kind of funny in the...
But those are your normal headphones.
I do this every time.
Yeah.
I've done it
since I've seen you.
25 years. For some reason, I want like part of my ear to hear the room, even though the room is all in my headphones anyway. I don't know why, but that's the answer to that question. Let's see. What else do we have in here? The Lone Phoenix says Pella windows are top quality.
Yes, they are. Love ours.
Tony says Sun Chips. That was a really good one.
Those are top quality, too.
Yeah, I mean.
Baby Babs will eat an entire bag of them, like a big bag.
I like that. Good job.
Does she eat the garden salsa too? Because that's the bomb.
No, the harvest cheddar.
Yeah, that's what I started with. You got to work your way up. Everybody
Garden
ready for garden
salsa.
salsa.
Yeah.
Wrong.
I started with harvest
Sorry,
cheddar.
Don. You're wrong. Garden salsa is the best.
Yeah, when you become an adult, garden salsa.
I am not wrong ever.
On this one, you are.
Ooh.
The Sun Bowl is a college football bowl game that has been played since 1935 in the southwestern United States in El Paso, Texas. I was right.
Yeah.
Boom.
Good pick.
Yeah. I'm only right half the time, so the next one I'm going to be wrong. Whatever it is. Whatever it is.
Meanwhile, I'm like, I'm always right.
Yes. Rookie sharpshooter Dalton Knecht went off last night.
Again.
Knecht scored a career-high 37 points while tying the NBA's single-game rookie record with 9 made three-pointers. He was 6 for 6 from 3 in the third quarter. He scored 21 consecutive Laker points. The building was going crazy. Lakers are 4-0 with Knecht in the starting lineup. He's averaging 24.3 points per game in those 4 games where he has been a starter in 21 threes. Zeph, let's go to cut number 12. Lakers were playing the Jazz. They've won 6 overall in a row. Jazz head coach Will Hardy talking about his team guarding Dalton Knecht last night. This is funny.
It seemed like everybody in the gym knew that Dalton Knecht was going to shoot the next shot, with the exception of a few people. The problem was that those few people were on our team.
That's funny.
Just delivered so matter-of-factly.
The problem is some of those people are on our team.
Did you bleep these LeBron James things? Okay, LeBron James after the game on Dalton Knecht slipping to the Lakers at pick number 17.
They didn't find DK. The other 16 teams it up. Did anybody watch them? They just didn't fuck it up.
Wow.
That's a matter of fact.
All the Lakers did at 17 was not F it up. I mean, it's funny how, again, matter-of-factly, he's talking about Dalton Knecht, but LeBron has been saying these things since before Knecht was even playing games for them. Which leads us right down into the next cut unintentionally about LeBron always being a supporter of DK.
I don't know. Same I said last year. Everybody, on the internet called me a liar all the time and shit. I lie about that. So what am I now? I've been said it. I watched him. I watched Tennessee a lot. I did not think he was going to fall to us. I thought it would be impossible. I have no idea how that happened, but very grateful and very happy that he's here. I knew exactly what he was getting when he fell to 17.
Yeah, he tweeted about Dalton during the NCAA tournament, didn't he?
Yeah. I think it's like, if you play basketball, you watch good basketball, and especially when you got a guy that's on a tear like this. When you think back to Jimmer Fredette, when you think back to Adam Morrison, when you think back to Buddy Hield when he was at Oklahoma, Trey Young when he was at Oklahoma, like even Grant when he was at Tennessee, Brandon Miller when he was at Alabama, like Darius Garland when he was getting ready to get into SEC play before getting hurt. Like, this is, like, all basketball players watch basketball, and especially good basketball, and there's nothing to make it not translate to the NBA game, especially when you're a guard in this type of game of where we are now. You know what I mean? With the game being spread out, you playing one-on-one. If you can score one-on-one and you're able to shoot like he was, like, it's absolutely no different than what we've watched from him playing last year. Like, it's absolutely no different.
Well, I want to make this point, too. You typically go up there in the summer when they start running games. And you went up last year in the summer. And I said, what did you learn? And you came back and you go, Dalton Knecht is different. Yeah. That man is different. You said he could shoot the mess out the ball.
And it was wild to see, like, watching it from the beginning. So I understand, like, for the people that haven't seen him or didn't follow any SEC basketball, things of that nature, like, it was – I understand why everybody would be so up in arms and shocked and, like, taken back. But, dog, this is –
the way you
I
were –
was like that.
You were so serious when you said it.
I was like that.
I was just like – Slay walked in there, probably saw like 3 shots and was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because he did it on all 3 levels, and they were giving him the ball. This is a team with Santiago Vescovi, Zakai's established, Josiah's established, and not standing out like, man, he's taking over everything, but just in the flow of their scrimmage, you like, whoa, it's a little bit different right here, man. Like, nobody's this comfortable walking in right now. They hadn't been overseas or anything yet, like, this was them just now getting together. It was wild to see. But I also dated back to on his recruiting visit. Like, I went up there and was getting the opportunity to talk to him. And I'm sitting there like, I'm asking Coach Polinsky, like, man, when DK coming up here, dog? I'm trying to meet him, you know what I mean, see where his head at, because I like to test people. So he was like, man, dude, he been down there with Coach Barnes for an hour. I'm like, doing what? He said, watching film. This is on his recruiting visit. I'm sitting like, hey, man, I got to get back to the tailgate, man. I got I ain't been saying wait.
There's no telling how long they would be in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
I got some slate things to do.
Yeah, that showed it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow, yeah, it's different.
Corey in Hendersonville next up on 3HL. Hey, Corey, what's up?
Hey, guys, it was good to see you at B-Dubs in Hendersonville. Slay, I'm sorry I missed you, man. I know you were out of town in Tulsa.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about Dalton Knecht, man. It was free money last night. I don't know if any of y'all bet on him last night, but I took him for 20 points and for 25 points, and he was plus 900 to score 25 points.
Wow.
I'm only mad at the sports book that they didn't offer him for 30, because I would have taken him for 30 last time when I found out he was starting.
Oh, yeah. That's hey, man, good job. Way to keep your eyes open for those easy money hit bets right there, man. I can respect that all day long.
Thank you, Corey. Appreciate it. 615-737-1045. Tommy in Nashville. Tommy, what's up?
Hey, Slay, these teams pay these general managers millions of dollars, and I'm kind of like LeBron. How did Dalton Knecht drop that low? And I'll hang up and listen. Thanks.
He was too old, right, Slay?
Yeah, that's one. And you got to think, man, it's been a thing since at least my sophomore year of college. The longer you stay in college, the more they find something to knock you for. Mm-hmm. And it's a lot of times they draft off potential when you talk about drafting that high. The other part is, man, it's a lot of it is scouting. Like, a lot of people go and scout teams and watch them, and a lot of times the scouts don't stay. Or they just go one time and they'll take another scout's notes because it's all on the app, and you just compute it in and you just go. So you may be getting a free trip. Like, man, I ain't finna go watch this game. Might be Tennessee playing whoever, and I already seen them play. So they don't continue to watch it. And then they try to wait till the tournament, and by that time it's too late. Then people start putting knocks on them, and it's a trend. Everybody follows a trend. So it's the lack of work for me from the scouting department, but who am I?
Well, but also, I mean, it happens all the time. It happens in the NFL.
It does.
It happens in the NBA. Like,
it's
but sometimes you just miss talent too, you know?
Yeah, but this
it
one,
happens.
you can't miss this.
Yeah.
Not nowadays.
Well, so we've talked about this. The big knock on him was his age and how long he was in college, right?
And they start to look at it as, man, he's already reached his ceiling.
Right.
But his ceiling is where the game is today. It ain't like all of a sudden they're going to get to the league and stop shooting threes. And we need to see him drive and jump over somebody. That's not what his game is predicated on. And he's going to a team where they have, like, usually all of the time, you're going to have 1 to 2 superstars that the offense is going to run through. What you need to do is be able to knock down a spot-up shot and defend somebody. He can do both of those things. And also go get a bucket. I mean, you can't miss it unless you're lazy, man, and you're just trusting somebody else's ass.
Well, and
See, JJ
players.
Redick,
what I'm saying.
the former
That's-
Duke boy.
Dude,
there
like,
you go.
Why wouldn't you go? Why?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, you're going to see older and older players too with the NIL situation.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt.
That will get transformed probably.
sure will.
All right, when we come back, we'll play some audio from Will Levis and see what the Tennessee Titans quarterback has to say. That's next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. I want to tell you about my friends at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Just went up to see Daniel Gupton and the crew last week, and always love going up there and seeing those guys. Man, they do business the right way. They are there for you. Just tell them what you're looking for. Maybe you need more room. Maybe you need something with better gas mileage than what you've currently got. Maybe you need to check out the new cars. Maybe you're a new car guy. Maybe you want to go down the pre-owned path. You can see the entire inventory online. Got a great selection of pre-owned Jeeps and Ram trucks and all kinds of things online. GuptonMotors.com is the website. Take that short drive to beautiful Springfield, Tennessee. Check out the all-new 2025 models of Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram pickups at Gupton. Gupton just 30 minutes from downtown Nashville at 3450 Tom Austin Highway. And remember that Gupton offers a full-service department to keep your new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram in tip-top shape. From oil and lube changes and scheduled maintenance to brakes, transmission, servicing, and more. For the best deals on your new vehicle and keeping in the best service possible, you got to go to Gupton. Gupton, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. Check them out online, GuptonMotors.com.
I want to tell you about outdoor lighting perspectives of Nashville. Maybe you are like we were and you couldn't see anything around your home because it was too dark, especially now since it starts to get dark in about 30 minutes here in Nashville. Well, you need to call my friend Bob Lyons over at Outdoor Lighting Perspectives of Nashville and let them light up your night. For over 38 years, they've been taking care of homes with landscape lighting, Nashville's oldest landscape lighting company, but still the leader in LED technology. They can beautify and enhance your home and your landscape with festival lights, with path lights, wall washing, tree lighting, area lighting, which is something that we really needed. They put lighting into our deck, which is amazing and makes such a difference. So let them make a difference for your home. And they've been around. They're a family business since 1986. You know you can trust them. Residential landscape lighting, commercial lighting, holiday lighting. They do full service holiday and event lighting on top of it. Give them a call, 615-376-LIGHT. LITE. Tell them Dawn sent you. You can always just go online too and schedule a free nighttime design demonstration with Bob and his team. That's outdoorlights.com/Nashville.
Good afternoon. It is 4:02. I'm Joseph Bonanno from the 104.5 The Zone studios. The Titans are back on the practice field today as they get ready for their second division game of the year, a road matchup with the Texans. L'Jarius Sneed, Calvin Ridley, Roger McCreary, Tyjae Spears, Leroy Watson, Jeffrey Simmons, Kenneth Murray, and Sebastian Joseph Day all missing from the open portion of practice. Head coach Brian Callahan met with the media before practice, said that right tackle Leroy Watson would most likely not be ready to go this week as he continues to deal with that back injury, leaving Nicholas Petit-Frere as the right tackle, and that Calvin Ridley was dealing with an illness today, which is why he missed out on practice. In college football news, Central Michigan head coach Jim McElwain is retiring, according to multiple reports. McElwain currently under NCAA investigation for the Connor Stallions' alleged sideline appearance last fall. Also in college hoops tonight, just one top 25 matchup as number 8 Alabama faces number 25 Illinois. Tip-off for that game is at 8 o'clock on the SEC Network. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans of Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Welcome in to the CMAs if you're from out of town and listening to Sports Talk Radio, because you're going to get inundated with country music tonight. It's always a fun event. That's a tough event to get in, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Your boy Jelly Roll is going to be featured.
Jelly.
Peyton Manning's one of the hosts.
And there's somebody else with him. It's
Luke Bryan, and Laney Wilson.
Why
do I know all this? I'm not like Mr. Country Music guy.
Ooh, by the way,
those some big stars.
Babs Prize call it. Excuse me. Babs Prize Closet.
Well, she came in there, boy. She just ran through the construction sign and everything.
Yeah, I did. Babs Prize Closet is giving away 2 tickets to see Jelly Roll at Bridgestone Arena coming up in the 5 o'clock hour.
Oh, I'm definitely calling for that one.
You going to try?
Oh, I promise you.
I keep waiting for you to get through.
Well, I am.
Thank you, Seth.
I'll go answer the phone myself.
It's me.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hey,
it's me.
Slay, what's happening? What you need?
You win.
Trying to get tickets. Thank you.
Hey, Slay, you won.
Thank you.
Thank you, Slay.
Yep. We'll go together.
Jelly Roll. Seth shaking his head. Seriously, with that hat, he's got like the wool hat with the roll up. You look like Eminem in
8 Mile.
In 8 Mile.
He's definitely 8 Mile right now.
I definitely cannot rap like Eminem in 8 Mile. So.
Well, we know that.
I think you could leave.
No, I couldn't, Slay.
You think he could
Have
freestyle?
you tried?
No, and I know I can't. So I'm not even going to test that ability.
Nope, and I know I can't.
Well, if you need Dawn Davenport's karaoke ability, she's got you.
I got you covered.
That's bunk.
It is pretty bunk.
I just think you need to expand your repertoire.
What, and move away from regulators? Never. I could do
where they play the same beat the whole song. So once you get lost, you're done. You're done.
Yeah, and when you're 3 bottles of wine in trying to do it, it's a really poor choice. By the way, that was our last Cumulus Christmas party. They never had another one.
I know.
I can't wait for this one.
Slay's never had one.
I can't wait. Okay, we karaoke on this one, Babs.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
do we have one?
Maybe I'll move to Ice Ice Baby.
Oh,
yes.
You need to RSVP by this week.
Yeah.
Do I?
Yeah.
Do you want me to do it for you?
My goodness. I just asked if we had Army-Navy flights. I know nothing about that. And they both said yes. Holiday party, I have no idea.
We'll have Super
I got
Bowl
you,
ready
Mayor.
in just a second.
Yep. Nolans. 3HL in New Orleans. Lord help
Super Bowl.
everybody.
I did see that email come through. Because Slay answered very quickly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, I'm in.
I think I might have been right.
No,
I think she
he
answered
didn't
right before
say.
me.
I responded first.
That's what I was saying. I think, Babs would be
Actually-
into it. On that one.
Oh.
Actually,
And Slay did not say yes.
I responded first. I just did the little emoji thing at the top. I didn't actually send any words back.
Oh, well, that's not a response.
Right, because
Slay's
that's how-
response was.
That's how 23-year-olds do it right there. They don't write words.
They don't write words,
Yeah.
yeah. It's just a like it.
Yeah, like
Slay's
Baylor's
response was in all caps 3 times in a row. Car ain't got no roof.
So was.
That's what it
It
was.
so was. That so was.
And I told Slay,
I'm sure that all of the upper management on that email was thrilled to see that.
Like, who is this?
Yeah.
And why wouldn't this car have a roof down?
We're trying to expand the per diem. You just shot it right down.
He just
Hey,
killed
Zelf, I'm going to tell you right now, Zelf, before walking into this situation, I'm going to need you by my side because we're going to video this one. This is going to be one for the ages.
Jackson Square.
I
told y'all, I just happened to walking down the street on the sidewalk, look into a hole in the wall bar, and there's Kirby sitting in the bar by himself drinking absinthe. I was like,
Slay, I think we need to buy
this is real right here.
What is going on?
I think we need to buy or rent a vlog camera.
Who?
A vlog camera.
What's that?
Like something that's going to have a lot of just dedicated to being on you the entire trip.
Well, I'm going to have to wear it.
No, I'll carry it.
Okay.
I'm just going to keep it pointed at you.
Because my first purchase, y'all know what my first purchase is going to be?
In New Orleans?
Yeah.
A hurricane.
Beats.
Beignets.
Bingo, my girl knows me.
Beats.
Absolutely. I've only been in one place where I had the opportunity to do that.
Yep.
I was in Panama City for spring break.
Oh, this is nothing like Panama City.
I know it's times 1,200, ain't it?
Yeah, these people are professionals.
Oh, yeah. So
They know what they're doing.
I went and got the big old beads with the big old balls on them, and I put them on the side view mirrors of the excursion. Shout out to Will from the Ville. Put them on the side view mirrors of the excursion. And mid-events, we had the windows down, sunroof open, and I had 75 beads on my neck.
With no shirt on.
Oh, shirt for what? No shirt belong down there. That's the whole idea. I don't want anybody to have shirts on.
This ought to be
Slay ain't
good.
got no shirt.
Yeah, yes. yes.
So you need Zeph by your side at all times.
Yeah, because we're going out for this one. I'm ready on this one. I've been waiting on this one. Yeah.
I told Slay the other day, I was like, man, you're going to love it. The food is amazing. You looked at me like I was crazy.
Yeah, I ain't. See, that's all that seafood and stuff like that.
No, dude, it's anything you want. It's Cajun.
Yeah, I ain't.
It's not just seafood. I mean,
what don't I like,
seafood.
though?
Spicy.
Slay, it's going to be my first time in New Orleans, too. So.
Well, this ain't my first time.
Well, it'll be my first time.
This is going to be my first grown-up experience.
When was the other experience?
SEC tournament.
That wasn't a grown-up experience?
Mm-hmm.
Is that where Jerry Green said to stop the bus?
No.
That was New York.
Yeah. I had to get back to you if that was grown-up or not. Can't really remember. It's cloudy.
Well, the food is good. The history's incredible. Everything's haunted. I'm telling you, the second you walk into New Orleans, you feel like there's some presence around.
Yeah.
At all times. And when you leave, it goes away.
I got a buddy down there.
They bury all the dead people above the ground. You knew that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard that.
Because it's sea level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's going to be fun.
Not with the dead people, but yeah.
I mean, it's cool.
Yeah.
You got witchcraft down there.
Y'all just wake me up each morning.
You going to do, what is it? Pinch the head, suck the brains?
Who?
Crawfish.
Nah,
he won't do it.
Oh, I love crawfish.
I do too.
So good.
When you suck the brains, there's a spice in there.
What?
It's so good.
We're never getting Slay to try it.
Oh, no. What? Pinch the head, suck the brain. What? No. Hell no.
But then you pair it with in a crawfish boil, would pair it with the potatoes that take all that spice and just soak it up.
No.
Yeah.
Brains?
It's not real spicy. You know I don't like spicy.
No, it's not real spicy. It's juicy.
Yeah.
Y'all admit brains.
Yeah.
That was y'all said. We sucking brains. No. I don't care if it's spicy or sweet. It don't matter. I don't want it.
Be French on YouTube. Do the big beat work still, Ron?
Yeah. That's me winking my eye.
Monsoon Monahan said, I hear that there is a smell in New Orleans. That is definitely true. It's a stale beer.
I'll add to it.
I mean, honestly, Broadway smells like that now, too.
It does.
Because they all put the garbage out on the street and they come by at 3 o'clock in the morning and wash the street.
I don't think that's just beer. But yeah.
Yeah, other stuff. Vanity Man AD said Cafe Du Monde beignets. That's definitely true.
Is that off of Princess and the Frog?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Similar.
Yeah,
But they
I want to go to that
walk-up
restaurant.
Yeah, we will. It's in Jackson Square.
Oh.
People will be playing like trumpets and stuff, like just sitting on the street corner. It's amazing. Just jazz music everywhere. But Cafe Du Monde now has a walk-up window where you can just get beignets. You don't have to actually sit down and stuff.
Or maybe.
It's like just an outdoor tent, though. to sit under. Yeah.
Johnny in Nashville.
It's always so packed inside.
Yeah, it's so packed. You have to wait so long. Johnny in Nashville said grown up, LOL.
Just saying. Last thing I remember, we was at team dinner without a game the next day. And Buzz told us, y'all don't be out there on that patio.
That was the direction?
That was all I remember.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
So we need to call Buzz on this one.
Yeah,
like, how did that New Orleans trip go?
We actually should get Buzz on at some point. Honestly, I think we should get. Yeah,
that's my guy.
We can get some Slay stories.
Nah, you know what? I grew up a lot under Buzz, so
yeah. So we get the good stories.
Jerry Green was kind of
grew up.
Green was kind of a cowboy. Buzz was a really measured personality type.
Yeah, good guy.
Crawfish etouffee.
He tried to give me the.
You have to try that.
Nope, I didn't try it then. They had a whole table.
Try it now.
Dude,
I got you.
Their pasta game in New Orleans is incredible. Like, I mean, it's incredible.
I do pasta.
We'll get you. All right, 615-737-1045, always the number. When we come back, Todd Ferman, Bet the Board podcast. Todd Ferman on
Bring
Twitter.
Him on.
Good, I've been texting him about this Auburn line because it's weird.
Yeah, we'll definitely ask about that. Texas A&M 5-1 in conference play. Auburn 1-5. A&M favored by 2.5. That's a weird one. We got all that coming up. Stay tuned. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
All right, people, stop letting high interest debt weigh you down. You can pay it all off in days. Bless you, Slay. Goodness. Always gets me when he does that.
I know you jump out of your chair.
Yeah. Loan Pronto makes me want to jump out of my chair, too, because they're the best. Thanks to Loan Pronto's new Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off all of your debt in days. Imagine a completely hassle-free way to cash out your home equity. No appraisals, no paperwork, no waiting. Loan Pronto's all-new Rapid Equity Loan uses AI-driven technology, gets you approved for cash out in as little as 1 day. There was one client who got $100,000 approved in under 24 hours, wiped out debt, launched a home improvement project, is now saving over $1,000 a month. Instant approvals, low fixed rates, fast transfers, get cash, consolidate your debt, get a fresh start for the new year. Call Loan Pronto, see how much you qualify, and you could be credit card debt free by this time next week. Call 615-499-5780, loanpronto.com at 615-499-5780. Loan Pronto, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1661781, on approved credit, NMLS consumeraccess.org.
What's happening, people? Big Slay coming to you with Kellum Stem Cell Institute. You got to understand exactly what I'm giving you, though. From autism to arthritis, it's your body, your cells, it's your solution. It's time to get on it, get that inflammation up out of your body. Yes. How are you going to do it? It's your stem cells that actually attack it. Yeah, it's real easy. It's harvested and redeployed based on your needs. Me, for instance, I had such great results with my knee. When that inflammation was tearing it up, I got a hit right there, and I wanted to expedite the results in my hip. So what did I do? I went back to Kellum and got a shot of the, air quotations, secret sauce. Yeah, it's good. Nanoparticles and other growth factors function by increasing the energy output of your cells as well as improving cell communication. So when you all are DMing me, ask me, how does it work? What do you do? I'm giving it to you right now. The end result is faster healing and pain relief, and I'm living proof of it. The secret is out. Get your consultation today at 615-850-4415, 850-4415, KellumStemCellInstitute.com.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay with you.
What's happening, good people?
Todd Ferman joins us from Vegas. Todd, what's up? How are you?
I'm going to rip the Band-Aid off right now, by the way. So for those scoring at home, the Tennessee Titans, 1-9 against the spread so far this season. It's the worst record in the NFL. And it's actually the worst mark, ladies and gentlemen, for any team through 11 weeks since the 2007 Baltimore Ravens, and just the second 1-9 ATS start through 11 weeks in the last 30 years. So give yourself a round of applause, the Tennessee Titans, raising the bar on futility where it matters most at the betting window.
So what are you saying about this 8.5-point spread in Houston? At least that's what it was the last time I looked.
Yeah, they're probably undervalued this week, but I'm still not going to bet them against the Houston Texans. They draw Houston on a short week, a high level of familiarity, and a Houston team that, in my opinion, wasn't nearly as good as that 34-10 scoreline indicated with their win against the Cowboys. Clearly a team trying to figure out what ails them offensively. You would think the Titans defensively can pose some problems there, but again, it's no-fly territory for me with Tennessee. But a small golf clap again for Will Levis. Actually bet a prop that went over, so happy he used his legs to get me to the window on Sunday.
Nice. That was smart. Good job, Todd Father.
What did you think about the college football playoff rankings?
I think it's a reality show, and we're going to see it continue to play out as such until all the data points have officially been logged. I think what's interesting when you see how things get set up, look, Colorado shouldn't be ranked ahead of South Carolina. Anyone who's using a brain and watching these teams, but it's irrelevant in the grand scheme of it because South Carolina is not getting in to the college football playoff. What I think is most fascinating, though, is the committee, at least last night, paved the way for Boise State to potentially be one of the top 4 seeds. And the way that happens, in my opinion, is Colorado loses this week, BYU loses another game somewhere, and maybe a team like Arizona State ends up winning the Big 12, which is something that we never would have thought of. Forget those teams to win the Big 12, but that a G5 member could be one of the 4 highest seeded teams coming into the college football playoff. And again, all it does is reaffirms that, in my opinion, the best spot that a team could be in going into the college football playoff may indeed be that 5 seed line. So whether you're the Big Ten title game loser, the SEC title game loser, or maybe an Ole Miss team who continues to raise its profile, I think that's the sweet spot, finishing 5th.
What do you think about Notre Dame and Army? Does Army at 9-0 have a shot in this game, double touchdown underdog?
I mean, they want to try and shorten the game. I mean, Dawn saw it on full display against North Texas when they held the Mean Green to just 6 offensive possessions. If Army is able to play keep away and turn this into what I would equate to a Virginia-style basketball game, having the inferior talent but at least a path to being successful against the big boys, then look, everything is on the table. Would I be running to bet Army as a 14.5-point underdog? Absolutely not. But I can see why it's been a battle in the betting market. This number got as high as 17. There was some Army money that came in. And at 14, there's an appetite from professional bettors that make the game 16.5 to lay that number. I think for Army to have success in this game, they need to try and score first and keep the game within a 1-possession window. Because if Notre Dame is able to build a 2-score lead and Army has to abandon their core principles, this is the kind of game that can snowball. But for people that want to default to what we saw when Army took on when Navy took on Notre Dame earlier this year, I'm going to go out on a limb and say Army's not going to turn the ball over 6 times in this game and give Notre Dame the opportunity to run away and hide at least before halftime.
100%. Call that North Texas game in the second half. At one point, it was, I think, 37 minutes that Army, like on a regular, watch or whatever, that Army offense had the ball. 37 minutes.
And that's the thing. You have to cherish every possession when you play these service academies. And North Texas moved the ball, up and down the field. The problem is Chandler Morris was a little bit colorblind when he got into the scoring area, and that was ultimately the undoing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you would have to think that Riley Leonard will be a little bit more judicious with the football. And look, Army, when you go through their strength of schedule, has not faced the caliber of opposition like they'll see this weekend. And there ain't a whole lot of running backs in the American Athletic Conference that can run the football like Jeremiah Love.
You mentioned BYU and Arizona State. Does BYU drop 2 in a row? They're an underdog in that game.
I think the opportunity to fade BYU has kind of gone by the wayside. I mean, I know I made a case a couple weeks ago that I thought Utah would be live against BYU. BYU gets the win but doesn't get the cover in that game. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, last weekend, for those folks who tuned into the Bet the Board podcast, gave out Kansas as a best bet.
Yep.
Full disclosure here, though, anyone who watched that game, Kansas probably wasn't the right side. They had that drive to open the game that built a 7-point lead, but it's rare in college football that a pooch punt is the determining play, and that's what it boiled down to. What was interesting, though, reading some of the player comments and listening to the interviews after their loss against Kansas, the players said they were lulled into a false sense of security, didn't think they were that focused. I think you'll get a much more entrenched BYU team here. Arizona State will have their undivided attention, but at 3, no real reason for me to get involved on either the favorite or the underdog, but one of the games that I am definitely most interested to watch this weekend, given all the stakes it can have, not just in the Big 12, but the college football playoff as a whole.
Well. Todd Father, can Kansas do it again, though, playing a Colorado team?
Can they do it? Yes. Will they do it? That remains to be seen. Would I love to see them knock off Colorado? You bet your bottom dollar I would, Slay, given all the hype around this Buffaloes team. But I do want to give Colorado credit and praise because Shedeur Sanders, I had some questions about watching him an extended tape last year. He looks every bit the part of a franchise quarterback at the next level. He commands a presence in the huddle. His leadership has been on full display, and he's running a pro-style offense that really doesn't have much of a ground game for him to lean on. Kansas' secondary, I mean, you have 2 of the top cover corners in the entire conference. It's just the defensive scheme, in my opinion, that leaves a little bit to be desired. But there is a path for Kansas playing at home. I mean, the Jayhawks do need to win each of their next 2 games to get bowl eligible, so a veteran-laden group clearly would love to continue playing spoiler. Need to run the football and be able to get things going that way. If we get the dynamic offensive performance from Kansas we saw 2 weeks ago against Iowa State, they can easily cover this game and win it outright. If I was going to bet the Jayhawks in this spot, though, I'd probably want to get in and out. Would make a case for Kansas as a 1.5 point dog in the first half, just giving Colorado's penchant for slow starts.
Before we swing up to the SEC, man, let me ask you, have we ever seen a 1,000-yard receiver that plays every snap on on defense?
You have to go all the way back to Champ Bailey to find guys that have put up the kind of numbers that we're seeing. My big question and why I have kind of been a Travis Hunter detractor is this. He's drawing comparisons to Shohei Ohtani, which I think is a little bit of a bridge too far for me, in that Shohei has elite stuff as a pitcher and is elite stuff as a hitter.
Right.
Travis Hunter, in my opinion, and again, I put myself out there, and there were plenty of college football pundits that did not take kindly to my sentiment, is doing this against a Big 12 that is nowhere near the caliber of a Big 10 or SEC week in, week out. And anyone who watched the game last week with Travis Hunter, I'm not taking anything away from the amount of snaps he's logged, to your point, Slay, on offense and defense. But the interception he had, Slay, you could have at this point in your life when the ball gets tipped to you and you're standing by yourself. It wasn't a great play on the ball. And then Colorado trying to force feed him to pad the stats with a garbage time touchdown that, of course, changed all the momentum when you're already up 18. So for me, I look at this Colorado team, and the hardest thing that I've had to grapple with, and he is a rightful favorite for the Heisman, you take him off the Colorado roster, what does it change? A game here or there for Colorado? Take Shedeur Sanders off that team, Colorado's a 3-win football team. And while I know the Heisman isn't a quarterback-driven award, for me, you have to add that level of value. And if you're not the most valuable player on your own roster, it's hard for me to see him winning the Heisman over players like a Cam Ward, where Miami would be 500 at best, even a Dylan Gabriel, what he means to Oregon, although his stats have tailed off, or out here on the West Coast watching Ashton Genty continue to go out there and put up video game-like numbers against 8-man boxes. And for people who want to be critical of the schedule that Genty has played, last I checked, he almost ran off 200 yards against the number 1 team in the country in the Oregon Ducks on the road in Eugene. So for me, Genty is most deserving, but the odds market tells you a different story, and Hunter kind of the runaway favorite at this point.
It's a great point on Cam Ward. That Miami defense, just watch them play. They are awful.
Oh, it's horrific. I mean, he's doing the things this year for Miami that we saw from Jaden Daniels last year. And, of course, it's the perfect recipe for being able to put up gaudy numbers and throw yourself into the mix, because if your defense can't get stops, you have to continue to throw for 300-plus yards, or in some cases 400, and pile up some of those touchdowns. So I think if you're looking at the Heisman market right now, because it is such a recency bias award, I'd probably much more inclined to take Cam Ward at Crum at 15-1 and maybe even go as far as Dylan Gabriel at 30-1, because if Dylan ends up going out there, again, plays in Ohio State in the Big Ten Championship and throws for 300 and multiple touchdown passes, there is a path for him to get himself right back in the mix, especially as a Lifetime Achievement Award and everything he's meant to the position.
All right, let's go. Indiana undefeated. They have not beaten a team with a winning record. They get one this weekend at Ohio State. Buckeyes by 13.5.
Yeah, one-way action here from professional bettors, and it ain't coming in on the side of the Indiana Hoosiers here. Ohio State opened as low as 11.5. We're now out to that 13.5 that you mentioned, Brent. But a big injury broke last night for Ohio State. They lose their Alabama transfer and starting center Seth McLaughlin for an offensive line group that was already one of the biggest question marks the Buckeyes were going to have to face. Now, I'm not sure that looms large against Indiana's defensive front, but it definitely changes the dynamic of what the Buckeyes can do when they step up in class in the college football playoff. What we saw here is no real movement on the side when that injury information broke, but you did see the total leak down from 52.5 down to 51.5. I lean under, not real bullish there. It's Ohio State or pass. My big concern for the Buckeyes is they've just shown a penchant for starting so slow, and you have to imagine that Kurt Cignetti is going to have a few tricks up his sleeve, knowing that not only does Indiana need to compete in this game, but their college football lives may be hanging in the balance in terms of playoff inclusion. If they play competitive, they're in. If they lose this game by 3 touchdowns, you have to imagine the committee is itching to move them out.
Todd Ferman, our guy in Vegas. You want to ask him about your team, Babs, and that weird point spread?
Auburn, Texas A&M. I've already texted you like 8 times about this, but what's up with that? It's only 2.5. I mean, listen, I love my Auburn Tigers, but let's be honest. Look at the records even. 1-5, 5-1 in the SEC. What are we doing here? What does Vegas know that I don't?
It hasn't been great. That is for sure when you look at Auburn, and as they sit here at 4-6, needing 2 upsets to get themselves bowl eligible. Not sure that's necessarily going to be in the cards, so this probably serves as the best opportunity for them to get the win against A&M. But, you know, when you look at a number like this, Don, it's more of a reflection of where A&M is at this point, and I think this is a team that professional bettors have a lot of questions about. Sure, they beat New Mexico State 38-3, but that performance against South Carolina, even in a letdown spot, rather disappointing for an Aggies defense that was supposed to be the strength of this team. You look at how they performed against Mississippi State coming out of the bye, and Van Buren was able to throw the football with success. They needed to battle back against LSU with the quarterback change. So a lot more skepticism about where A&M is. For me, if I could get Auburn +3, and I'm not sure the market's going to get there, would be a value bet on the Tigers. But should be an interesting game because the one thing that A&M does have working in their favor, wins Saturday, and it sets up the hell of a showdown a week from Saturday at home against the Texas Longhorns with a berth in the SEC championship on the line and maybe even a college football playoff berth if the Aggies are able to pull off that upset.
If you ever came over to the Parsley book, you could always get it at 3. You can get it at whatever you want to get it at.
Yeah, Slay creates his own line.
Slay, you could create whatever numbers you want there. It doesn't mean it's a price I'm willing to pay. So that comes with the caveat of being able to lay 11-10. I just hope for your sake you were able to take Tennessee up to 14.5 last week for the trip to Athens.
Had to work that in there, didn't you?
Oh, you know it was getting in there. I mean, I really thought, come on, you guys probably thought when I said I was going to rip the Band-Aid off, I was going to start the segment
I just knew exactly. I knew that's where you was going, but
no,
you didn't.
See, that's why I got to keep you boys and girls on your toes. Once I get predictable, this doesn't make for must-listen-to radio every Wednesday at 4:30 Central.
Okay, well, let's go to that then. Where with the committee talking about, in a sense, style points do matter. 41.5 is where it is for UTEP. If they don't score, if they don't beat them by 70, Todd Father, should they even think about moving up in the playoffs?
I mean, this isn't where they're talking about style points. I don't think anybody on the committee is tuning into Tennessee UTEP and going to use
Mercer.
this as a lip.
They use Mercer for Alabama.
Well, I mean, look, they can use whatever they want and say things publicly, but Alabama wins their next 2 games this week against Oklahoma and the Iron Bowl and goes to the SEC title game. I think the Tide are in a just fine spot. Tennessee, look, do I think the Vols are one of the 12 best teams in the country? Yes, I do. Offensively, I still have some concerns, and while they started off well, I was a little bit disappointed with their lackluster offensive performance in the second half. A win over UTEP ain't going to do a whole hell of a lot. A win over Vandy in the regular season finale. I think if you're a Tennessee fan, you're rooting for Vandy to upset LSU this weekend to make that game a little bit more meaningful in terms of fortifying that resume. But Tennessee right now, probably not in firm control of their own destiny, going to need a little bit of carnage around the rest of the country. And look, the way that this season has gone from an unpredictable nature, especially with top 10 teams on a week-in, week-out basis, I don't think Tennessee is in a terrible spot going into their final 2 regular season games, needing 1 or 2 dominoes to fall their way if they're going to get into the inaugural college football playoff.
You mentioned Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt at LSU. It was 8.5. It's 7.5. What do you think about that? night game in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, it's a little bit of buyer beware. I mean, I think everyone wants to eulogize Coach Kelly right now, saying that they've got one foot in the grave, but this price is borderline ridiculous. And the reason I say that, Vandy went on the road and won at Jordan-Hare, but they were catching 7.5 in that game against Auburn. Nobody that I know makes LSU and Auburn a pick'em on a neutral field right now. So I think this is where LSU, given the gauntlet of a schedule that they've gone through, there's actually a little bit of an opportunity to buy low. Now, it is a little bit of a delicate proposition as well, trying to fade a Vanderbilt team who has really thrived in this underdog role. They'll be a little bit more rested, a high level of familiarity with Clark Lee having coached on Brian Kelly's staff in South Bend. But you go through LSU's schedule and losses against A&M, losses against Alabama, and even last week against Florida. Don't raise that much in the way of red flags for me, because I don't think Vanderbilt can generate pressure the same way that Florida could. And if you're able to protect Nussmeier, I think he's going to have an opportunity to throw the ball and have plenty of success against this Vandy secondary. The other thing about last week's loss for LSU in the Swamp, you dig into the game and you look at some of the numbers. You're not supposed to lose a football game when you finish plus 12 in first downs like LSU did, possess the football for nearly 42 minutes compared to your opponent, and the most staggering stat of all, LSU ran 92 offensive plays to 43 for the Gators. You can't take the win off the scoreboard for Florida, but I think as a result, the betting market's gone too far. Haven't gotten there yet on LSU, but it's, again, buyer beware on trying to take the trendy underdog with Vanderbilt, unless LSU has officially cashed in the season.
One of the things that Tennessee fans need is to get a Gators win over Ole Miss at home. Unfortunately, it's at 11 a.m., which over history, I don't know the numbers, but it just seems like home teams struggle in that slot. But can Florida get you to the window with a Gators ticket?
It will not. I actually have laid a little bit of 9.5 with Ole Miss, so it tells you kind of where my sentiment is here. This is a Rebels team that comes in well-rested off the bye, probably the perfect time so you don't get a letdown if you're an Ole Miss fan after that big win against Georgia. But the scariest thing for Florida right now is that Ole Miss, and you read some of the comments coming out of Oxford, this team's as healthy as they've been on the offensive side. Caden Lee talked about having a chance to heal up a little bit, getting Trey Harris back in the fold. Florida's defensive backs, at least their first-teamers, logged about 95% plus of those snaps. And now you're talking about an Ole Miss team that wants to play with tempo, play with pace, and a defensive line in the Rebels that's going to make life extremely difficult for Florida to run the football. DJ Lagway isn't anywhere close to having that same level of mobility that we saw early in the year. It's rare for me to advocate for laying points with a double-digit favorite on the road in conference, but I would be thoroughly impressed if Florida is able to pull this off. Silver lining, though, for the Gators, they've been home underdogs 3 times this season. They have won all 3 of those games by double digits, including wins against UCF, Kentucky, and LSU. But this, a major step up in class. I think the Rebels can run away and hide, knowing that if they win each of their next 2 games at 10-2, going to be good enough to get them playing into December.
Darn, Todd, Father, that's, going down in the Swamp, getting 9.5, 10.5 points, that's tempting for me.
I mean, I think this is a point where we're talking about Florida kind of being at the top of the market in terms of the way that they're currently being priced. So for me, it's just tough to try and rally to this. Now, granted, Ole Miss, closed a 7.5, 8-point favorite on the road at Arkansas. We saw what they did there. Do I think Ole Miss can win by 30 in Gainesville? No, I don't. But I do wonder about Florida. They've said the right things about trying to win their conference finale, but the Gators have put themselves in a perfect spot at 5-5, even if they lose this week, to go into Tallahassee, get that 6th win. And there is a level of familiarity between Billy Napier and Lane Kiffin. They were on that same Alabama staff from 2014 to 2016. I just think Lane has his team's undivided attention, everything they worked for right there in front of them, and I don't think the Gators are the ones to derail it.
Is there another college game we need to know about, Todd?
Some interesting matchups as we look throughout, the landscape this week. I mean, I know you guys mentioned the Texas A&M Auburn game that's there. Dawn, I'm sure, is thrilled to make her 2nd trip in as many weeks back to Morgantown, which is apparently lovely this time of year with the weather and everything that they have going in that positive manner.
35 and rainy.
She's got black lung.
I mean, she didn't sound great. I'm not going to lie.
Somebody said she sounds like Demi Moore.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to need a little bit more hot tea and spicy honey and hot honey there, Dawn, to try and clean up those vocal cords before the trip back to Morgantown. Sunbelt. I think there's a game in the Sunbelt where you have a live underdog. Troy, eliminated from bowl eligibility, but they made a change of quarterback, and it's kind of flown under the radar. This is a team now that has a little bit of an offensive identity under a first-year head coach. Defensively, a far cry from where they were under John Summerall. Louisiana Lafayette lost their starting quarterback, Ben Woolridge, for the season with a broken collarbone last week. And I think Troy hangs around. I think Louisiana leaves a little bit to be desired in terms of winning by margin. You look at some of their scores, workmanlike, the best way to describe the Raging Cajuns. I think Troy is a live underdog, catching 10.5.
All right, you said the Titans have value. You want to break that one down in like 30 seconds?
No, I already broke it down for you. The Titans can't cover. That's what the betting market tells me. But they do have a pass defensively. If they can shorten the game and they can generate pressure, this Houston Texans offense, clearly hasn't figured out exactly what it needs to do best. Joe Mixon, incredible stats. The efficiency numbers aren't great. But a healthier Nico Collins changes some of what they can do. The big thing for the Titans, just get the ball out of Will Levis' hands quickly, because the Texans are able to create a pass rush. If anything, the most fascinating game this weekend involving a team from the AFC South, I actually think has taken place at Lucas Oil. I think the Colts are a live dog against the Detroit Lions. We look at the Lions fresh off of that drubbing of the Jacksonville Jaguars, but teams that are in this kind of spot haven't exactly been great bets. And I know it's a limited sample size of sorts, but in November or later, if we go back to 2003, we've seen 40 games where a team is averaging 33-plus points per game, and they come in at a 90% win clip. Those teams just 12, 25, and 3 against the number following that resounding win, and 4, 16, and 1 when they're coming off a double-digit win. Short week for the Lions. Wouldn't be surprised if they got caught peeking ahead to Thanksgiving. It's tough to step in front of a freight train, but I like what the Colts are doing, and I think Anthony Richardson can build off that performance. So give me the Colts plus the 7.5 against the Lions on Sunday afternoon.
There he is. He's Todd Ferman.
All right, Todd Father. Georgia or Tennessee cover, both by 40. Which one?
I mean, are you running to the window to lay the number with either team? If I had to pick one of the two, though, Slay, I would feel more comfortable laying the lumber with Tennessee than I would Georgia. I think Georgia just wants to get out of this game unscathed and try and focus on Georgia Tech. I think Tennessee offensively needs a get-right game, and if they're able to put up a crooked number early, they can get Nico and company out of this game at halftime. And we've seen them take advantage of teams that just don't offer much in the way of resistance. So if I had to pick one of the two, it would be laying the lumber with the Vols. That being said, these are games not typically in my zip code, so I will probably not be invested in either of them. Although one thing on UMass, I do give now fired head coach Don Brown's wife a ton of credit for tweeting out the NIL figures for the teams that UMass has played. They've spent about $48 million in players. UMass has spent roughly $36,000. So clearly the Georgia roster a little bit more valuable on paper than what the folks from Amherst are bringing down there to Sanford Stadium.
My question
His
is,
wife?
where did they get $36,000? That's my question.
I mean, you figure you dust some stuff off in the couch cushions, you move money over from the hockey program. But, yeah, his wife going to bat for her now fired husband. It's just an illustration of the separation of the haves and have-nots. And, when we look top to bottom in the FBS, it's not even playing the same sport if you're in the SEC and Big Ten taking on some of these G5 programs.
Wow.
There he is. He's Todd Ferman. Bet the Board podcast. College football is out. NFL tomorrow. Thank you, Todd.
Always a pleasure, guys and girls. Enjoy the games this weekend. And, Dawn, enjoy your quality time in Morgantown.
Thanks, Ferman.
There's one interesting basketball matchup tonight. 615-737-1045. We'll tell you about it. Also, Scott in the Borough will lead us off. Back to the phones. The rest of the show is open. 615-737-1045. It is football time in Tennessee. Where are you catching all the college and pro games this season? Scoreboard Bar and Grill is where you need to be. Scoreboard Opry near Opry Mills Mall in Donaldson and Scoreboard Cedar Creek in Mount Juliet are open all year long. All Scoreboard locations have brand new football menus with new food and drink items, sure to impress anyone. Some of the best hot chicken, slow smoked ribs and barbecue, the coldest beer, and the largest Bushwhacker selection in Nashville. And all locations have plenty of free parking. Scoreboard Bar and Grill has its own built-in party. Every Scoreboard has tons of TVs, and we'll have all of your favorite games on with full sound. And get this, Scoreboard giving away UT tickets to every home game all season long. Just stop in and sign up for their new loyalty program to register to win. Tennessee and UTEP Saturday, then Tennessee is at Houston on Sunday. Scoreboard will have the games on. It's football time. It's scoreboard time. Scoreboard Bar and Grill. If you are often tired, lacking motivation and drive, gaining weight, or noticing a loss of muscle mass, these could all be signs of low testosterone. Don't wait. Find out. At Low T Center, they make it easy to get your levels checked. It's just a simple test, and with their on-site lab, you'll get your results back right there. Low T Center, not a typical doctor's office. The experts at Low T Center have over a decade of experience helping patients, and super important, their personal treatment plans are optimized for each patient. These aren't just basic standard treatments. So get back to being your best. Go to lowtcenter.com to book your appointment today. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
I love living in Middle Tennessee. We've got great restaurants, entertainment, sports, and one of the nation's top Ford dealers right here in our backyard. Two Rivers Ford. Remember that name. Two Rivers has been a staple in our community since 1983. They're locally owned. They have a non-commissioned sales team, and they sell below MSRP. They've been doing business with integrity for decades. Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer.
HL 104.5 The Zone. NPL Man.
NPL man.
NPL Man, Babs. Let's go home. That's coming straight to you from Burma.
And our translator was minivan.
His name is Van. Slay calls it minivan. Do you think he actually drives a minivan? Van?
No, I saw his car.
I know what he drives.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a minivan.
Not a minivan.
Okay.
It's very NWI, Honda Accord, baby.
Yep. It's real.
NWI. I heard Buckingham talking about he's the most impactful receiver. I'm like, come on, man. Like, I get the 5 touchdowns. I do. But the man has 15 catches. And I understand how important he is in his role to that offense. And I love him to death. But are we overblowing the impact that NWI is having?
No. That's right. I sure do.
I mean, the 5 touchdowns are the 5 touchdowns, and he has a 98-yarder. But, like, can we get to, like, 40 receptions?
I don't think it's
not with that quarterback and that offensive line.
Well, I mean, Ridley is doing it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
Ridley's a number 1.
Right, but
the argument is not that.
Did you hear how I started this? Buckingham said he's the most impactful receiver on the Titans roster. How?
I don't know, but he's on Buck's show tomorrow.
This will be good.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he said it.
That's more than likely. Good play, Buck. Well played.
I didn't mean to get into NWI again, but
no, I think it's. I don't think it's overblown though. I think it's caught everybody by surprise. So for people that haven't watched him, you know what I mean, and he hasn't had his name called, kind of just like what we were talking about with Dalton Knecht. You know what I mean? It's just caught everybody like, whoa, wow, he can do this. The thing is to continue to do this, not just be a blip on the radar.
Right, and part of the reason for just the 15 is because he didn't get much run at the beginning of the year.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Until your guy went down.
Mm-hmm. Well, so we'll see. And D-Hop got traded. So we'll see we'll see moving forward now. That's one thing that's not going to happen is you're not going to be on the radar after a 98-yard touchdown, which is the longest one in the NFL this year. So that's going to get interesting.
Ridley has 36 receptions. Tyler Boyd has 23. Chig has 23. DeAndre Hopkins has 15. Nick Westbrook-Akine has 15.
Mm-hmm.
How much does him putting that 98-yard touchdown on tape thing change?
The outlook for him?
No, does it change how opponents get ready?
Yeah.
For the Titans?
He's a threat.
Mm-hmm.
There's no question about it.
And
so it'll be interesting to see him play through that.
Yeah, right? It's not a role filler.
Here's the thing about him. He's a consistent threat. If he's open, if
he is very consistent. He's going to catch the ball.
He's catching the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying on top of that. Like, you don't go from consistent threat to just because they're game planning for you now, you stop being a consistent threat. If you're a consistent threat, you continue to be that. And you should be schemed into the offense. Like, they should be looking. Will Levis should be looking for you. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If that's who you are, if you are Mr. Consistent, not Mr. Consistent because you're always available, which that helps, but not Mr. Consistent just because you can go out there and be a gunner when somebody goes down, or you can go out there and run a route when somebody needs a breather, but because you are able to do exactly what you're doing, catching touchdowns, you know what I mean, having impactful plays. So if that's the case, we it's a guarantee we see this moving forward.
1 out of every 3 touchdown. I mean, that's incredible.
And that's got to slow down.
I mean, 5 out of the last 6 games.
Yeah. It's going to be.
He's got the same number as Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, see.
You love it when I throw those stats out. He's got more than Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, his names these days.
Babs likes to throw. He's got more than A.J. Brown.
Right. Like,
that's the one I always like to throw in.
Devontae Smith, too. Like,
if you're taking Buck's logic, that means you're going to take NWI over all those guys, right?
Yeah, and to be fair, maybe I misquoted Buck a little bit. I don't know. But that's what I took from that conversation.
I mean, he was, like, they always do their dumbest thing in sports, and Buck was their dumbest thing in sports today with his takes.
He was definitely a nominee.
Talking Titans football, also the college football playoff rankings. Scott in the Borough next up on 3HL at 615-737-1045. Scott, what's up?
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I got to meet y'all in the Borough at B-Dub's Halloween. You may know me a little better as Joker.
Yeah. That was a hell of a costume, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Hell of a costume.
That was a really fun night, and Slay, you might appreciate this. That night, Joker met up with Jack and had even more fun, Mr. Daniel. But anyway, that's another story. Yeah, and it started there. No, I'll just say this, Dawn. I like the Demi Moore voice, and if we need to send you to Morgantown every other week, it just works for me. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, tune in next week. God knows.
Who knows?
I mean, you never know, right? So, and Slay, there might be something slightly illegal about you being able to call in and try to get Jelly Roll tickets. Come on. Really?
True.
I know how you
true.
roll, but come on. But anyway, no, seriously, I want to throw out a crazy college football playoff scenario. And Slay, I think you're going to like this. Slay, I think you're rubbing off on me. And by the way, thanks for the fun picks that day. That was really fun to meet y'all. But I'm just going to put this out there. Tennessee, I know they've been, obviously the defense has been doing great, but the offense has been underperforming. I just feel like, and I'm not the biggest Tennessee fan like you, Slay. My daughter and son-in-law went to UT, and I've come around in recent years, but I just feel something this year. I really do. I think they're going to get on a roll. I think they're going to get in the playoffs, maybe 9 or 10. They're going to get some good matchups. My prediction, and I know this is bold, but I think Tennessee is going to get somehow to the national championship game against Oregon and win by 7 points. You hear me, Clay?
Hell yeah.
I'm putting it out there.
Right. Hell yeah.
I'm putting out the vibes.
Yes, sir.
Rack him, Scott DeBurrow.
Hey, if I'm even close, Joker's going to call back in and brag. Peace out.
You better. No, you're going to go celebrate with me. That's what you're going to do.
Can you imagine?
We'll see.
Can you imagine?
No. I can't. I actually can't.
Because the world would burn, right, Slay?
That's right.
Yeah, and I'll be the one.
The
to
Earth.
match. Yeah, the Earth.
The whole
Earth. The whole Earth.
All of it.
What did you say? If you like living on this earth the way you do, don't let Tennessee win that
Don't
national
let
title.
those Vols win the national title.
Nope.
Lit them up. Burn them up. Flame on.
I better be on somebody's stage when it happens.
5 o'clock hour coming up. More college football playoff talk.
Oh, boy.
And
5 o'clock.
we've got Titans talk for you. And Don Davenport, Babsy's going to give away Jelly Roll tickets. You got to beat Slay, though. He's going to try to win.
I'm about to call now.
We'll be right back.
What's happening, good people? Big Slay and Babsy, and we've got to tell you something we got special for you in the holidays. And when your time is up, that means your power is out. Don't be that person. Yeah, lose power again? No, do not do it. Go to Cove Generators and get you a what? Generac automatic standby generator. That's right, a Generac home standby generator. Either one of them, it don't matter. You just get one. Cove Generators and make sure you never ever lose power again. And we got a holiday special.
Yes, I was going to say you can get you one on a holiday special too. This special is buy a Generac automatic standby generator before 2025. So you have till January 1 and boom, you get a free 10-year warranty on that generator.
Yeah.
Generac automatic standby generators, the best. Cove Generators is your dealer here in this area. Give them a call. Easy 615 number for you for Cove Generators, 615-241-6343 is the phone number. It's also easy. Stay powered for the holidays. Go online. Reach out to Cove at covegenerators.com.
Stay connected through it all.
Good evening. It is 5:02. I'm Joe Spanano live from the 104.5 The Zone studios. The Titans were back on the practice field today as they get ready for their second division game of the year, a road matchup with the Texans. L'Jarius Sneed, Calvin Ridley, Roger McCreary, Tajay Spears, Leroy Watson, Jeffrey Simmons, Kenneth Murray, and Sebastian Joseph Day were all do not practice on today's injury report. Head coach Brian Callahan met with the media before practice, said that right tackle Leroy Watson would most likely not be ready to go this week as he continues to deal with a back injury. That leads MPF to be the starter again for the Titans at right tackle. Also said that Calvin Ridley was dealing with an illness today, and that's why he was not at practice. In college hoops tonight, just one top 25 matchup as number 8 Alabama faces number 25 Illinois. Tip-off for that game at 8 o'clock on the SEC Network tonight. For your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Three HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful evening in the Music City. Hope you're having a great Wednesday.
Day.
Tell you, man, we just fly through these weeks, bro.
We roll.
Join 3HL this Thursday. That's tomorrow, and that's us as we broadcast live from Buffalo Wild Wings in Hermitage for our next Titans football feast. Stop by for your chance to win Titans tickets and giveaways each hour. Thanks to Miller Lite, Kroger, and to Buffalo Wild Wings. Plus, be a part of our weekly Miller Lite Wash Away Toast with Ron Slay at 4:45.
Yes.
Ish. For more information, visit 1045thezone.com/TFF.
That'll be a good time.
Don Davenport's been known to slam a beer.
And she don't give a damn about her
that's a heck of an intro my mom would be proud of.
There you go, Buff. Look what you
Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Remember when you were a journalist?
Yeah, I remember those days.
Look
now,
what you raised, Buff.
now you're being introed as someone who can down a
Down a
beer.
beer. Awesome. My, how I have fallen.
Oh, that skill set will help you big time in Morgantown, West Virginia.
Yes, there's lots of beer drinking there.
I mean, Pat McAfee hails from there.
So does Pac-Man.
Yes, indeed.
Well, we could roll around with those two.
Oh, my
That would
gosh.
be a great time.
They are legends there, though. I will say that.
It is Hump Day,
Hump day.
and he is Ron Slay.
I'm in the building.
Ron Slay on Hump Day.
I ain't got no roof. It's time for the show.
You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
F&M Bake Chat is open. Dewey Cheatham and Hal says, Slay may get to NOLA and not want to leave. You can eat at a different restaurant every day for a year.
Oh, well, I believe that because I saw Zion Williamson. Yeah.
Fancy like that one.
Maybe we can catch a game down there, too. Corey can give us some tickets.
I like it.
We've never been able to catch a game anywhere we went, y'all.
I know.
The other places.
We did one Army
always out of
Navy game.
town.
Oh, he wasn't with us, though. Where'd we go? We went to the
They always have like
Knicks
a
game.
Yes, they always have at Army Navy when we go to Army Navy. Those guys, I mean,
they lay it out.
They lay it out. We don't pay for one thing. It's crazy. But they always have like something to do for us on the Friday night after we all do shows. And one year we went to the 76ers game.
That's what
and
it was.
they had a suite.
It was sweet.
It was sweet in the suite, and they had all you can eat food, all you could drink drinks.
I'm all for going to.
Your buddy Jimmy Shapiro did nothing but talk about his 76ers in a negative way the entire game.
If we get the opportunity to go to an NBA game, which will be in D.C., I'm all for going to an NBA game, but it's only dependent on who the Wizards are playing. Like,
because they ain't nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Zero. Like, I would pass on that game. Like, nah, y'all, let's go to something else. Unless they playing a good opponent, like we ain't going to see them play.
So back to New Orleans. So I know you don't like seafood. Like you like fish.
I like fish, but I got to be in the mood for it. Like I like red snapper. I like
they got that
swordfish. I like stuff like that, but nothing like.
But you don't want mud bugs.
Who? See, no, come on.
Crawdads.
No.
You do you like shrimp?
Fried shrimp.
Because the shrimp down there, I mean, they just pull it right out there and then bring it in the restaurant.
Yeah, but see, I don't need a whole lot of shrimp. They just down at the bottom too.
Yeah, bottom dwellers.
See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they eat boo-boo and stuff. Don't they?
I don't know.
Do they, Babson?
No.
Shrimp don't eat boo-boo?
No.
Don't they?
I thought catfish did that.
They eat it. What's at the bottom of the ocean?
I mean,
Boo-boo. Fish boo-boo.
I can't.
Ain't it?
This is where we are.
I can't.
This is, like speaking of Super Bowl, every Super Bowl week, Jason Barrett and his crew rank all of the shows in the entire country. And what were we, number 2 last year?
Yeah, yeah. That was a job.
This will probably be the show that they send out to program directors across the country.
They're going to be like, this show is terrible. How does anybody even listen to this? Shrimp boo-boo. Shrimp eats boo-boo.
I'm telling you.
Oh, man.
615-737-1045.
Maybe we should take some calls.
College basketball tonight, number 25 Illinois at number 8, or against number 8 Alabama, 8 o'clock on the SEC network. What do you think about Alabama so far?
I think Alabama is really, really good. I think they ran into a juggernaut where they couldn't make shots against Purdue, but they are good as advertised, man. They backloaded with the same team. They everything I'm looking for. I'm tuning in every time to watch them.
Yeah, I'm going to watch them.
Question.
I want to see them.
No question.
615-737-1045. Also, Babsy's going to give away some Jelly Roll tickets coming up in this segment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that okay, Zeph? Into this segment? Okay. Into this segment.
Zeph, Eminem in there. Chip in Clarksville next up on 3HL. Chip, what's up?
Hey, how you doing, guys, gals?
We're great, Chip.
I have a question. Good. I have a question to ask, and I'm sorry for having to repeat yourself here. With the playoffs like it is, how are the bowl games going to be working? Like, is first round going to be considered the Sugar Bowl or second round, or does none of that count? And as much as I'm a Tennessee fan, I'm sorry, I kind of see the writing on the wall. I don't think we're going to get in, but I sure pray we do. I sure pray we do. But how are the bowl games working like that? I mean, I haven't heard, and no one's talking about that.
Yeah. So the top 4 are buys, and then 5, 6, 7, and 8 will host the first round against 9, 10, 11, and 12, and then they go to bowl games.
Okay.
And then the last part. What's the caller's name?
Chip.
Chip, you got to.
Yes.
What wall are you looking at, brother? Because you said you saw the writing on the wall. What wall are you looking at? I'm gonna tell you now. Going down the street, turn left. There's another wall down there, and that wall say it's a good chance we get in. So let's look at the right wall, Chip.
You go down that way, it ain't got no roof down that way.
Turn it, yeah. How you go, Chip? Tater Chip ain't got no roof.
You got him where you need.
Got it? Chip ain't got no roof.
You got him where you needed to get him.
Go, Chip. Yeah, that's where you go. Down the block, turn left. Heck yeah. Yeah.
Chip, you got to admit, a lot of weird things have happened this year in college football. There's 2 more weekends.
That's my boy, Chip.
I know it does. It does, and we go to a bowl game every year. And I'm really what my dream would be to go to Neyland Stadium hosting the first round. That would be a dream come true.
Mine too, Chip.
I don't know. I was sitting here thinking, how much fun would a road game be, though?
Yeah, no.
To go in with a bunch of Tennessee fans on the road.
No, you're.
Road games were fun when I was in school.
Yeah, but not
anybody. But college
football. You know what? You can do a road game for a quarter or
anytime. You gonna turn it down because you don't want it?
Hell yeah! Put me in Neyland.
How are you gonna get to Neyland from one spot out?
What do you mean?
Wouldn't you just? At this point,
whatever we get, but if we got a choice, I'm not picking going on the road. I'm going in Neyland.
Of course not. Of course not. I just don't think it's possible they get a home game at this point.
Hey, you need to go down and turn left too.
No, I'm gonna go on the road and go kick some ass. Is what I'm gonna do.
Hey. Thank you, Chip.
Thanks, Chip. Put some dip on that, Chip.
And also, just to further answer Chip's question.
Yeah, sorry about that, Bess.
All right, let's go to.
Hold on.
What? No, you want me to do this.
To further answer Chip's question, the quarterfinal and semifinal playoff games rotate among the 6 big bowls. Okay,
I thought I said that.
No, you did not. You said the first round playoff games are at home school, so they are not bowl games. So yes, you did say that.
And then I said the next round they go to the bowl.
I know, but they rotate between the 6 top bowls.
I thought that was inferred.
No.
My bad.
Okay, well, it's not. So
that's on
Cotton Bowl, Fiesta Bowl, Orange Bowl, Peach Bowl, Rose Bowl, all of that, Sugar Bowl. They all rotate.
I love how you went through that
while
doing your hands and everything, too.
Okay, go ahead. What's next?
You want this. Line 6. What we got on line 6?
It's Gator Mike, Brent. I heard Slay was dogging me at the opening segment of the thing. So, what's up, Slay?
Did you get a bunch of text messages, Mike?
No, I couldn't believe you, Gator Mike. You got on here right before we was getting ready to go off the show, and I said to you, man, I don't think y'all going to cover. You said we going to cover. You see how we been playing down there? And what did y'all do against FAMU? Not cover. On my 18-part slate, it was one team that didn't cover. What was that team? Florida.
Well, that would be the University of Florida basketball team.
Yeah.
Well, and to be fair, before I turned it on, I didn't realize we had like Aberdeen out and Alexis, which is our big power forward. So that definitely didn't help. But my boys, what about Will Richard and Walter Clayton, though? Looking good.
They didn't deliver. Elijah Barton couldn't hit a 3 till the end of the game. That's the whole point, Gator Mike. I don't care who's out. It's y'all versus Florida A&M. Y'all supposed to spank them at home.
I know.
Yeah, they can put Teddy Dupay out there. Who cares?
Yeah, hey, real quickly, since I just tuned in, Don, you a little under the weather? You sound kind of like sickly.
Where have you been? I lost my voice for 2 days. Have you not been listening?
We're blaming Morgantown, West Virginia.
Morgantown, and I'll be back there this weekend.
Well, Don, to be fair, it's budget season for hotels, so I've kind of been in and out, so I apologize, but I hope you get to feeling better.
Thank you.
Oh, she feels fine. Thank you, Gator Mike. She feels fine.
Voice. But yes, I appreciate it. You were trying to be nice, and I just demolished you.
How about those 2 guys that played Wesley?
Yeah, like what? Dude, that's what I'm saying.
He's telling you
Somebody
to bet.
said,
It didn't know 2 injuries on his own team.
Did he just say 17 legs out of 18 hit? What? Yeah. Yes, he did.
Just ride with me.
He
y'all.
ain't right. Do you see why Todd Ferman just ignores him during our segment?
Ride with me, y'all.
Ride with me. Would you ride with me? When we come back, Joey Galloway's horrendous Indiana take. That's coming up.
Yes, let's talk about
tickets.
that.
Davenport's going to give away some Jelly Roll tickets. You got to beat Slay to the phone.
Yes. Hey, Slay, don't call till I tell you.
What?
It is another Winning Wednesday on 3HL. Tickets for you to win from Babs Prize Closet. Caller number 5 to 615-737-1045. It's 2 tickets to see Jelly Roll on Tuesday, 11/26. It's next week at Bridgestone Arena. Going to be an awesome show. 615-737-1045. Now, good luck. Never too early to start thinking about the big game. And this November's in sports, the newest sports book here in Tennessee has launched a brand new sweepstakes for all its Tennessee customers. Big game sweepstakes. You could win a grand prize of 2 tickets to Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans or $10,000 cash. We will be there in New Orleans as well, by the way. And what's more is in sports will also award 50 additional prizes, which include 2 tickets to any Tennessee sporting event or $100 cash. So if you want in on the action, what are you waiting for? Earn multiple entries every day just by betting on the Zen Sports app. Download it on your phone. For every bet you place, 1 entry. Every dollar you bet, another entry. You like parlays like Slay? Earn double the entries on every parlay placed. You sign up for Zen Sports, you'll automatically earn up to $100 no danger first wager or two. So if your first bet loses, get reimbursed for the amount of your bet up to $100. Zen Sports, start betting, download their app. That's where betting just got better. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. No danger first wager, limited to plus 500 odds to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. A qualifying wager for a wager entry must have minimum odds for any leg in the entry of at least minus 250 or worse American odds. A wager at minus 251 odds does not qualify, obviously. Head to zensports.com/sweepstakes for contest terms and conditions. You got to be 21 and older and in Tennessee to bet.
If you're looking for something fun to do this weekend, maybe by yourself, maybe you and the spouse, maybe you and the family, MTSU's got their last home football game coming up on Saturday. The MTSU Blue Raiders host their final game of the 2025 season this Saturday. That's November 23rd against New Mexico State for Senior Day. Come early as they are hosting all of their game day festivities, from the party in the Grove, which is so much fun, to the Raider Walk. You can watch the team and support the team as they walk toward the stadium. The Blue Raiders taking on New Mexico State for the last home game of the season. Don't miss out on the fun. Secure your seats now. Go BlueRaiders.com/tickets. That's how you get tickets. Or you could just go to the ticket office on game day and cheer on the Blue Raiders. MTSU, again, the final home game, Senior Day, on Saturday. Don't miss out on the fun. Secure your seats now. Go BlueRaiders.com/tickets. Cheer on the Blue Raiders. Let's go Blue. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Zeph, did Slay win? Slay was trying to win Jelly Roll tickets.
No, he didn't win.
It's unfortunate for Slay.
He couldn't have won anyway.
It would be funny.
He's not in here, so I won't tell him that.
He did try. He'll be right back. He did try, and I was like,
Oh,
Zeph.
no, he tried.
I was like, Zeph, record it. Answer the phone. But he never got through.
I was hoping he was going to be one of the first four where I go, sorry, your caller number, whatever.
3.
And then hang up real quick.
Yeah.
And I was hoping to see his face when I did that, but he called too late. He wasn't even top 5.
Slay Dog. He's out here. 615-737-1045. Titans, you heard Todd Ferman. You're catching the Titans out of value this week. He said he still
wouldn't bet it.
He wouldn't bet it because they're 1-9 against the spread.
And they also have screwed him multiple times this year.
Multiple times. 615-737-1045. Yeah, Todd Ferman. Check out the Bet the Board podcast, even if you're not into sports betting. The information these guys provide on these breakdowns of games is absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal, as was Dalton Knecht last night, 37 points. Can you imagine what that would have felt like? He was 6 for 6 from 3 in the third quarter, then hit his first one in the fourth quarter, so he hit 7 in a row.
Crazy.
With all the history in that building and that franchise, and everybody was standing the entire time because he was on one of those runs where every time the Lakers had the ball, they were getting it to him, and it didn't matter. He was shooting, and he was making.
Scorching.
Are you upset that you didn't get through for Jelly Roll tickets?
Yeah, man. Zeph didn't put me through. I was the guy on the line. He's just supposed to put me through. I called at 5:00.
So that was Zeph's fault.
No, he put me on. I was Jesse from Mississippi.
Jesse from Mississippi.
Oh, well, you can't. It doesn't work that way.
Well, I was already on the line. So
Wait, that was you?
Yes.
No way.
That was me. Y'all didn't pick me up.
It's like, why were you on hold? I'm not going to pick you up if you're already on hold.
Well, hey, I play by my own rules.
You were already on hold?
He was trying to sneak through.
He was on hold the whole time. I wasn't going to pick you up.
When did you do that? Jesse from Mississippi?
Jesse from Mississippi was on forever.
I know.
So he picked it up and he goes, I want to win the Jelly Roll tickets. I was like, we're doing that later in the 5:00 hour. And he goes, well, can I get on the line? I want to talk about the college football playoff.
How did all this happen?
I was like, what about the college football playoff? And he goes, I want to talk about this Ole Miss Florida game. And I was like, all right, I'll put you on hold.
You thought you could just sneak your way into
what if I'd have picked
the
it
call
up?
log?
That would have been me. I would have been waiting on you.
I was wondering what you were doing on your phone over there.
I would have been waiting.
Why did I not go to Jesse in Mississippi? That would have been
didn't even know that was
It
Slay.
did not sound like Slay at all. Like, I don't know how you masked your voice like that, but I'm honestly impressed.
Did it sound like Mr. Enthusiastic?
A little bit. It got a little high-pitched, yeah.
A little high-pitched.
Been doing this for a long time.
So you were throwing your voice.
Been doing this for a long time.
And you got past the screener. Who's with you every day.
That was very impressive. Wow.
Doing this for a long
I'm
time,
shocked.
guys and girls. I'm a man of many talents, man.
Jesse in Mississippi. Mm-hmm. Why Jesse?
That's a guy from Mississippi.
It does sound like a guy from Mississippi.
That's all I'm telling you. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
So what do you want to talk about with Ole Miss Florida?
It's too late.
Nothing. He just wanted to sneak his way
Jesse
in.
had better things to do.
Yeah.
Jesse from Mississippi, call back when you can.
Let's hear from Joey Galloway, former Ohio State wide receiver, talking about Indiana and Ohio State playing. And he's got an interesting take on what Indiana should do schematically and roster-wise.
They can't go any higher. They are behind a one-loss team. They have a chance to go on the road and prove what they are. Now, honestly, if we believe in what our metrics are saying, if I'm Indiana, I don't know if I'm playing Rourke against Ohio State. We've seen what happened to Florida State last year, Jordan Travis. What could keep Indiana out of this? Getting their quarterback hurt. We've seen it happen to Florida State last year, having not played anybody.
Or losing by 30.
If you look at 3, 4, and 5, Texas, Penn State, and Indiana, they literally have played nobody between all three teams. The toughest team in that is Vandy. So a lot of this that we're looking at is eye test because Boog, when you look at the resumes of 3, 4, and 5, it brings back the idea of let me not play anybody and be undefeated.
Yeah.
And be in a good position.
I agree with that.
Because the eye test is going to matter because 3, 4, 5 have played nobody, and that includes Indiana.
Okay, that was a separate conversation there at the end. But
again, you can only play who you can play, but their schedule was like it was 7 of the 8 worst teams in the Big Ten. They have Ohio State. They had Michigan. Michigan's a 5-loss team. No Penn State. I would have loved to have seen them put an L on Penn State because they would have.
Yeah.
And then Penn State would be out of it.
It's not their fault that that's their conference schedule that they drew. But to sit there and say, well, and was it Booger that said, you'll lose by 30 to Ohio State and you're out? Why would you ever? I mean, you know what? Let's just throw the towel in to keep people healthy. This is the dumbest thing Joey Galloway has ever said, ever.
I know you're fired up about this, but let me ask you.
Fired up because it's so dumb.
Let me ask you a question.
It should never come out of your mouth.
Well, let me ask you a question. Is this a former Ohio State Buckeye who is actually fearful for what might happen this weekend against Indiana?
No, because there are no Buckeyes that are fearful that IU is going to beat them. They're a 13.5-point dog. You look at their schedule.
There's no battered Buckeye syndrome?
No.
Battered Vol syndrome?
No, because it's also IU. I mean, it's like in football, that conference looks at IU like teams used to look at Vandy in the SEC, right? Yeah. I mean, like IU, I know it's a different thing, but there are still lots of people out there that are saying IU hasn't played anybody, blah, blah, blah. But who they have played, they have dominated, even with their backup quarterback. But the whole idea to just throw in the towel and, keep your quarterback healthy, well, guess what? If they don't show out in this game, they're out of the college football playoff. I think that they can still lose, but there is no way.
They can't get blown out.
I think that they have to cover in order to still be thought of as a college football playoff team, honestly. I think they lose by 20 to Ohio State, and it's not a close game, and that'll do it. They'll be done.
Yep. I think that's what's going to happen, unfortunately. And I love the Indiana story.
Yeah, the thought process to sit your star quarterback in a game that means everything in your season is the most ridiculous and absurd thing I've ever heard.
Right. Why shouldn't Ohio State sit Will Howard then?
Yeah, sit everybody out.
I mean, if you're going to go with that
Jeremiah
logic,
Smith.
Tennessee should sit all of their starters this weekend.
Yep. As a Tennessee fan, As a Tennessee fan, I think Joey Galloway is making a good point. Indiana, go ahead and set all your starters. Let Ohio State just run up the score. Thank you very much, and we'll take our college football playoff spot.
Okay, I agree with that. I was wondering where you was going, Zeph.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's
I'm with
crazy.
that too.
No, I get it. The only reason he's saying that is because of the FSU Jordan Travis stuff last year. But it was a completely different situation. Completely different. That's so dumb.
No.
And that is so dumb.
You reward one. No, you can't do that. This is the one team that they're going to play where you can put a feather in your cap.
I mean,
and
think about it. I mean, like you guys have heard Signetti. They no doubt go in this game thinking that they're going to dominate Ohio State,
of course,
right?
Because if they win, they're hosting a college football playoff game.
In that 50,000 seat stadium at IU, where my husband will be very drunk in the middle of that game. If that happens, I am sure.
Very drunk.
But seriously, I mean, you have everything to gain by winning this game. It was the weirdest comment ever.
Yeah, I don't know where he dug a hole on that one.
Do you think he was just like, he just started talking?
Now I just got all fired up, and now my voice is gone again.
Yeah, do you think he just started talking with like no real direction, and his mind just went there, and so the words that came out of his mouth went down that path?
I mean, listen, that happens to me at least every day on this show.
I know. And you're like, wait a minute, what did I just say? And I'm still going.
Did I just say something stupid? Yes, I did.
What did Jesse in Mississippi say?
Yeah, Jesse was trying to get some tickets.
Jesse's hardcore.
People didn't let Jesse on.
Will and White House next up on 3HL. Will, what's up?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good.
Excellent. Hey, so I've got a little bit of a confession to make before I get into what I wanted to talk about real fast. So I need to apologize before the confession. I need to apologize to Mr. Babs because growing up, Babsy, or Dawn, was my first celebrity crush. So it is.
Did you catch that? Growing up.
I know. Like, oh, man, I'm old.
Sorry. No, anyway, I tried to get in last week, but I had a couple questions. First off, I was born and raised an Alabama fan and will die an Alabama fan, so sorry, Slay. But
no, it's all good. Hey, I'm all for loyalty to your allegiance to your program.
There you
man.
go. But my questions, and I don't hang up and listen, but first off is like, what do you think is the answer to the throwing bottles on the field? Because we see it like almost every week now, and I know the schools get fined and things like that. But
well, I know what Tennessee did after Ole Miss. They stopped having the tops on the water bottles, and so they don't fly as far.
Wow. Unbelievable.
But this is where we are. No, that's a great question, though. I don't know. Like every fan base is getting ornery these days with the water bottles.
Yeah, and then also just one more, like with the SEC, obviously, probably going to get 4 teams in the playoffs. How much pressure do you think the playoff committee is feeling from the SEC because they know that the SEC can just start their own playoffs? And I'll hang up and listen, and you guys have a great day and a wonderful holiday.
I think this playoff system in its current form will last 1 year.
And they'll expand it.
And they'll adjust it. They'll expand it. They'll adjust it. But we said this when they developed this system. Why are you guaranteeing spots for conference champions? Because what if the Big 12 champion has 4 losses and you're just going to put them in the top 4?
Yep.
See,
that's such bull crap.
Yes, but it puts a premium on winning your conference. It makes sure a conference championship still matters. Okay, but if you're going to go with that mentality, then you might as well just get rid of all of damn football except for the SEC, and that's dumb.
No, Babs. I mean, seriously, you could have a Big 12 champion with 4 losses. And then a 2-loss SEC team.
What?
Multiple 2-loss SEC teams not get in.
Guess what?
And they get a bye? Are you kidding
happens. Me? It puts a premium on what I don't know about the bye. I don't know how I feel about the bye. I'll go with you on that. I am with you on the bye part as far as a conference champion, because you can still put a premium on winning your conference because it gets you an automatic berth, but you don't necessarily have to be
a bye.
You got to be one of the best 4 teams in football to get a bye.
I agree. Okay, I agree with that. But I don't agree with your whole, conference champion doesn't matter. I don't agree with that.
No, I'm not saying they shouldn't get in. I'm saying they shouldn't be ranked ahead of everybody.
That's exactly what you just said.
Well, no, I didn't mean for it to come out like that, if that's what I said. Yes, if you win your conference championship, yes, you should be in the playoff, just not in the top 4.
Okay, that's an okay argument. But before you said you shouldn't be guaranteed a spot in the 12 if you win your conference championship, but you should.
Yes, you should.
Because then it puts a premium on.
If I said that, I didn't mean it that way.
Then it still matters.
Yep. Golden ticket to get in.
Yeah, but I'm okay with the whole 4 conference champions not getting a bye. The first 4 buys. I'm fine with that.
The first 4 teams, the best.
I think it should be the first 4
there,
ranked. Yeah.
Every non-Notre Dame.
And that might be 2 from the Big Ten.
Every non-Notre Dame fan in America is rooting for Army this weekend.
Yes. I just want them because they don't have any allegiance to any conference. You should have to go. You should have to get in the conference.
Support the troops.
Can't just walk around.
So Zeph keeps saying, support the troops.
Yeah. Go Army, beat Notre Dame.
Yes.
I'm going to say beat Navy.
Well, they have 2 years in a row.
Furman was right, though. Army will not turn the ball over 6 times like Navy did. Army, but you want to talk about disciplined, just exactly what you would expect from an academy team. That won't happen, especially not with a bye week, coming off a bye week with Bryson Daly healthy.
It was so obvious watching that game that, from the jump, Navy had wide eyes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the moment was big.
Army wants some of this, huh?
They want some of it.
I think so, too.
I sent y'all their little celebration
in
the locker room after their North Texas win.
They'll be ready.
What are you going to do when you're tired? I'm going to lay down. I'm going to bleed a little, and then I'm going to get back up and fight. Then I'm going to lay down. I'm going to bleed a little bit more, and I'm going to get back up and fight.
That is incredible.
Different mentality, man.
Yes, it is.
And Army is saluting Fort Campbell. I keep wanting to say that 101st Airborne
For the Army-Navy game.
Army-Navy game. Saluting.
Did you see the Navy uniforms?
the guys. I have not seen them yet.
They're pretty sweet.
It's such a cool
This
game,
is so
man.
weird to me, but they kind of look like an Army uniform to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Huh.
They've got like a skull.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I think school, I don't necessarily think Navy, but
No, I think Army.
yeah. All right. When we come back, you'll hear from Will Levis next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. If you are often tired, lacking motivation and drive, gaining weight, or noticing a loss of muscle mass, these could all be signs of low testosterone. Don't wait. Find out. At Low T Center, they make it easy to get your levels checked. It's just a simple test, and with their on-site lab, you'll get your results back right there. Low T Center, not a typical doctor's office. The experts at Low T Center have over a decade of experience helping patients, and super important, their personal treatment plans are optimized for each patient. These aren't just basic standard treatments. So get back to being your best. Go to lowtcenter.com to book your appointment today. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Are you looking to save on internet and mobile this holiday season? Well, good news. Xfinity's having a Black Friday sale. Their best deals of the year are here. Learn how to get your choice of 5G phone on Xfinity. Plus, you can also get fast, reliable Xfinity internet with a line of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited for a great low price. So don't wait. Bring home a new 5G phone. Get a Wi-Fi speed up to a gig on Xfinity Mobile. That's a big deal, or should I say a gig deal. Now through December 3rd, ask how to get your choice of free 5G phone with an unlimited plus line. Plus, get 300 megabit Xfinity internet and an unlimited mobile line together for only $35 a month for 12 months. No annual contract. Just go to xfinity.com/Black Friday sale to learn more. Restrictions do apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account, equipment, taxes, fees, extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. Gig speeds available via hotspots to Xfinity Mobile customers only. Reduce mobile speeds after use of monthly data. Included with your data option, actual internet speeds and data thresholds may vary.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Cool Mo D. Does Zev actually know what he's playing? Like, how do you know anything about Cool Mo D?
I'll be honest, I just throw music in there sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to lie.
So, Babs, headed to West Virginia.
How you like that?
Sorry, that sounded bad to all my West Virginia fans out there. It's just because
they
on
chose to
Friday
leave
it's going to be
also.
snowy and cold there.
Okay. Friday, 43. Okay, snow during the morning will give way to a mixture of rain and snow during the afternoon. High of 42. 1 to 3 inches of snow expected. Chance of rain and precipitation 100%. Higher wind gusts possible. That's Friday.
Oh, that sounds like a joy. That's when I fly in.
Saturday, rain showers early. What time's kick?
4 o'clock.
Rain showers
3:30.
early with overcast skies later in the day. High of 46. Winds west at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of rain 60%.
You said it's going to be cold to hill?
I think so.
63% chance of rain. So it's going to be, so by the time it gets started, so kick is, well, okay, last week the sun set at like 4:59 or something, 5 o'clock. So by like second quarter, it's pitch black there, right?
Yeah.
And it's a low of 37. So it's going to end up being like 37 degrees with a 63% chance of rain.
Yeah.
That is awful.
Saturday here is 53 high, 33 low, so not quite as cold there. The cold day here is Thursday, tomorrow. While we're at Buffalo Wild Wings in Hermitage, come by and see us. You can be warm in there with some cold beer.
Oh, it was
some hot.
Wait, what is it tomorrow?
High of 47, low of 37.
Hoodie weather. Hoodie weather time, Babs.
Friday, high of 49, low of 34.
No. I love 34. That was my number, but I don't want to see it on the thermometer.
Monday is going to be 70, then it gets cold again. 48, 51, 53, 51, 48, 49, 48, 46.
This is fool's weather, y'all. Y'all
we're right
be
there.
careful out there.
We're right there.
What's it going to be in Knoxville? Because I'm supposed to do my cold plunge on Saturday.
Oh, well, it's going to be cold.
They don't heat their pool, do they?
Nope. That's why the Vols lost in Georgia. Nobody did the cold plunge.
They didn't do it without you?
First time.
No, come on.
No, everybody forgot. BG and them went to the game. Emily was there. Emily was there with the pool. She the one that should have did it.
Emily failed everybody.
Yep. That's what we told her.
Yeah, she
got to sacrifice.
She dropped the ball.
Got to sacrifice. If you want to be great, you got to sacrifice.
Okay. I don't blame him for not doing that.
Saturday, Knoxville. It's a 12 o'clock Central start, right?
Mm-hmm.
53 the high, 32 the low.
Yeah, I'm getting in now.
Mm-hmm.
But the night before it's 38. So when you're messing around in the morning, it's going to be in the 40s.
I think I got in there last time. It was like 43, 44 for Kentucky or something.
Will Levis. Yeah. Do you immediately slam a beer when you go into the water?
That's my reward coming out of the water. Bill.
The worst part is coming out, right?
No. The worst part is swimming to the other end to get out.
Oh,
I wouldn't just dive in and hop back out. I swim.
No, I see you swim. Yeah, you're right.
It's when you first get in there, you like
it's like painful, right?
No, it's just
by
shocking.
the time you're swimming,
it's shocking.
Because then you're moving in the cold. Like if you go into a cold tub and just sit there and don't move, you're
that's
okay.
A problem. Yeah, no,
but you start moving.
Yeah, I like getting in a move.
It's like
going.
Pinpricks in your arms.
Nah.
You got to do it, though. Can't have them lose to Utah because you didn't do the cold plunge.
See, that's what I'm saying. Sacrifice. I'm here to sacrifice.
If Tennessee loses as a 41-point favorite because you didn't jump in the pool.
That would literally be the worst loss in history.
Ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Jim Harbaugh was at Stanford? They were like a 40-point underdog at USC and beat them. It happens. Will Levis. Y'all want to hear from him? QB1?
Yep.
I want to know what he has to say about where he sees himself progressing since returning from his injury.
I haven't thrown the ball underhand or just past it, so that was an improvement. No, I mean
that's
going
comfortable.
back and watching the film,
Yes.
the first few weeks, I feel like decision-making standpoint, how I was seeing things was definitely a little bit better these past couple of weeks, but it wasn't like a crazy difference. But I just think the consistency of it all brought the picture together a lot more. So being able to do the things on a more sustained basis, which still isn't up to our standard, and if we're able to have a passing performance like we did and still come up short of what we know we're capable of, then we know that the sky's the limit.
My man is in a different mindset than he does not sound mentally fragile
No,
anymore.
when he can crack on himself.
Yes.
That's
that
a
is
different
huge
space.
step for him. Like, that was funny. Will Levis is funny.
Slay is taken aback.
Yeah, I got to wait on a minute. That's all right.
Can we hear the beginning of that again, Zeph Dog?
Just that part.
Yeah.
I haven't thrown the ball underhand or just past it, so that was an improvement.
Was that Kayla laughing?
Yeah.
So you understand why everybody was like, get this dude out of here. Okay. All right.
Doesn't that make you feel better about his mental space? I know it's something small and stupid. I'm telling
it's
you.
actually huge. It's actually huge.
And the last press conference from last week where I was like,
yeah. You had already said that.
I had already said
he
that,
had gotten here. Slay looks like completely shocked. Like he woke up with his face sewn to the carpet.
This will have me watching the game in a different way come Sunday. This right here.
I like it, man.
All right, let's hear cut number 19.
Let's
Zeph.
go, Levis.
Will Levis
Let's go.
talking about balancing wanting to win and not playing hero ball.
Yeah, like you can't be desperate for it. I think it's just something that you got to just continue to keep coming to work and knowing that how you approach your job and how you approach your day-to-day are the habits that create win in football. And we just got to know that if we just keep doing those things, then the wins are going to come. Can't press, can't force anything, can't try to play hero ball like you said. But I think if we just keep taking care of the small things like we have, then it'll come eventually.
Good job, Will.
I want to know who he's talking to, because he didn't come up with that on his own, and I'm with that. That's cool, because
this is completely different than anything we've heard from him.
You went to something. You like, I can't figure this out. Somebody got to help me.
Yep.
Do you think he just watched the movie Frozen? Let it go?
No. I needed him to embrace it. Don't let it go. Embrace all of it. And it sounds like that's what he's doing. But now,
underhand passes.
No high chest passes. This I am. Like lip talk, lip service is one thing. Now we gotta. You saying the right things now. Action. You said, give me what you saying with some action. And let's get back to the table and talk. But give me the action, though.
All about that action, boss.
Give me
MPF starting at right tackle.
That's not the action I was necessarily talking about, but that's what we got. That's what we got.
Sorry, Slay.
Or Isaiah. Who is it? Isaiah Victor?
Prince.
No, Zeke could probably do better.
Probably could.
No, Prince actually did good, though. Besides the
three illegal formations that cost a touchdown.
Guess what?
All good.
I'm skinny besides those 15 pounds, I mean.
Isaiah Victor's an athlete, but he might not be big enough.
Yeah.
He's skinny.
It'll be rough.
He's skinny. Oh, man. All right. Back at it tomorrow at Buffalo Wild Wings in Hermitage. Be there. Appreciate y'all including us in your day. We do not take that for granted, nor do we take it lightly. Have a great night. Good night. God bless.
See ya.
Wouldn't want to be you. Unless you touch the experience, Traylon Burks or Jesse from Mississippi.